Boom. Well, I took the old USB dock I had and I punted that thing like a football and went back to my OG one that used to always work. So hopefully
Okay.
we're in good good standings. Dude, I love those funnel hacker shirts, man. They're the right kind of cotton. I'm gonna I'm gonna be putting together some make once hats like this. I've had so many requests this hat.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna create some make once hats and some accessories. I like to have a shit like that. It's just I don't know, it's kind of fun, I guess. But
That's I really liked. I think once I get up and going, I really like oh shoot, I forgot it. Dan Kennedy's wow boxes or
mm,
whatever he called them to send those
mhm.
out, to have stuff. I'm shock factor, shock boxes, there we go, or something like that. Anyway, but to have the accessories, I think most definitely.
Yeah, it just helps connection, community. It just gives you reminders. A lot of things I do, I just to have reminders. I like to have things around me that are just constantly reminding me to do things, man. I don't care how disciplined and how good you are, man. I've been around people that um I just thought were literally like solid steel, bulletproof, super disciplined, like super masters of discipline. And I would get with them like in mastermind groups, or I'd stay like, a weekend with them when we were at like some kind of retreat or mastermind. And they're just crazier than hell, like everybody else, you got to have little things that, remind you of stuff. Um, like it's crazy. Like I don't even wear like necklaces and crap like this, but this thing on it, it says focus and complete. And then it's got my little plus minus gravity thing on it. It says keep it simple and just win and just win. And then it says everything is one thing. And it's just a little reminder. It pisses me off, but every time it's like in the way or somewhere, it just reminds me like, you got to focus and complete crap. Like, and it's
Yeah.
not like I'm some kind of like, you
Yeah.
know, there's so many freaking distractions, man.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, I don't care.
It's
It
like
just
that rock
is.
in the shoe.
Huh?
It's like that rock in the shoe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, how's everybody doing? Turn your cameras on if you can.
I had a question with you because you have a Mac and I have a
Mm-hmm.
MacBook Pro, Max M1.
Mm-hmm.
I have like a little dongle with like a HDMI and a USB, but I
Mm-hmm.
got to hook up a DSLR and a bunch of other stuff. And since you've had problems and stuff with yours, what's a good like universal thing to hook up and just kind of get a good setup?
Yeah, I've got one. And here's what I found out about the M1s. I'm getting ready to get rid of this one because when I go traveling, my entire office is getting put basically in a storage unit. Um, and I'm just going to be rolling off the laptop. So I'm going to go buy the brand new bad boy, big dog, the the newest MacBook, that 16-inch, and just run from that. Because right now I'm spoiled with all my crap in here.
Yeah.
The dongle, though, what I found is so let me show you what I had because this will help you because it's so the problem with the Mac one or so I've got the M1 13-inch. And the only reason I bought the little 13-inch is because I bought a 2 terabyte SD hard drive. So, you want the hard drive that doesn't have a fan in it or it doesn't spin. I mean, you just want the solid state.
Uh-huh.
So I use that for backup. And then I got all this stuff on the cloud, but I always do two places now because I've lost both. Um, the MacBook M113 just has the two ports on it, but one of them's a charge port. So you only have really actually one Thunderbolt port.
Uh,
So I bought this thing. This was the one that let me down, which was supposed to be bad to the bone. And I thought it was because this plugs into both ports.
uh-huh.
Okay. And then look at all the stack in the back. I could hook up, 2 monitors, and then these blue ports are the hot ports, Ethernet, and then you'd plug in the power cord to the Mac here, and then this thing would send it out. Well, I had my stereo with my 2 black speakers, my like monitor speakers, couldn't handle that. The front here has some more blue ports, and then I had this here. I like this being in the front. My other one's laying on its side. This thing sucks. It can't, but the problem is the Mac can't handle it. It can only handle so much oomph, and that's where they screwed up, which I have no idea what in the hell they were thinking when they did that, but whatever. So the one that I have now, pull up the actual order on it. And we have that one, it works, but all I can plug in is my DSLR, and I've got a Cam Link. Do you know what I'm talking about? The Cam Link 4K thing. Do you know what that is?
I don't.
Okay. So let me just take a picture of my situation here.
Because that's what I have right now is the 16-inch.
Mm-hmm. What year is it?
It's when it very first came out. I think it's December 2022.
So it's not the chip.
I think it is the chip. It is the chip.
Oh, it is the M1?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's when they very first came out with it.
Okay. I'll just pull these pictures up on the screen.
Yeah, I paid like $6K for it because
Yeah.
I went all out. I'm like, that's freaking.
That's a badass computer, though, man.
It has 2, let's see, HDMI, SD card on it. But it has like, I think they're 4 terabytes, and then it has the auxiliary car, the old auxiliary headphone jack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, but it's still kind of weird how you got to plug in, a dongle for a USB port. And I'm like, you still got to kind of be careful for, your USB or a tower to get other functions for it. And I'm like, okay,
I mean, I was a little against all of that stuff at first. I was like, what is this crap, man? Like, why did they do this? And then I started to understand, like, oh, well, I can see that they just wanted to, if they tried to like please everybody with the thing, it would be like they couldn't compact it the way they did. But I don't know. I have mixed emotions about it. Here's the ultimate thing to realize. Okay, after all the years of me doing this, almost 20 years now, I have probably spent 6 figures on equipment just throughout the years easily. Like between cameras and lights and mics and this and that and blah blah blah. I now operate in a way, and I find it to be just fine, where I just have my phone on my computer. And I don't need all this other stuff, man. And it's not necessary, especially as things are getting better and better. If you got the newest iPhone and you've got a new MacBook Pro with a hard drive hooked to it, or just get the internal, you can do everything that you need to do. And the more you get bound up in all this crap, extra stuff, it's just not necessary. I'll tell you, when we're traveling, because here in July, we'll be moved out of this house here. We've been here for 5 years. And this place is like 5,000 something square feet, double layer, freaking pool and pond and all this shit. And for the next like year or two, every 2 weeks to a month, I'll be living in a new location, because we're just going to move every 2 weeks to a month to we're just going to go all around the world. You guys will be coming with me. And when I go out now, because we do a lot of traveling now, I work the best just with the laptop, and that's it. And I used to be like the complete opposite. But let me show you this little hookup here. This is nice to have. I always bring this thing with me. But this little dongle is the one I have now. My desk looks like a dirty mess, but I like this little Samsung SSD right here. Can you see this?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I just have my power cord there. I've got this little vertical stand to hold my, you know, and then I've got this back here is the US or the HDMI to the big monitor up here. And
Okay.
then this, huh?
Okay.
Yeah. And then this here goes to my mic that I'm using right here, the Shure mic. And then this goes to my DSLR camera over here, right? Like what I'm looking at you on. And that thing, these two ports here, so this port and this port are the blue USB. So they're the hot ports, you know. It's not the regular old, like these are the high transfer rate USBs. And then right here, it's got a SD card reader, which I use for my one camera that's unnecessary, basically. And then this Camlink 4K, God dang, that thing's dirty. This Camlink 4K. So this is the HDMI cord right here that goes to that's coming out of my camera as a micro US or a micro in HDMI. So it's a micro HDMI plugged into my camera, and then it comes out to a full size HDMI on the other end. So micro on one end of the cord, and then you know, full size HDMI on the other. It plugs into this Camlink, this dirty Camlink 4K thing. And what it does is it allows my computer to recognize my camera properly. Now, the newer stuff, I believe, I don't know if this is necessary, but I think it is of some sort. But then this is just a
Some of the
regular.
newer cameras can just plug in directly.
Yeah, I think so. But what I'm finding is like our last guy that was on here, Fitzgerald, he was just
Mhm.
using his iPhone as a webcam and it looked great.
I don't know how he does that. I was looking up because
Well, it merged.
supposedly my Samsung phone can do that. And I was looking at apps, but I couldn't figure out an app that would do it.
Well, it does it. I mean, so, and then like the Apple phone, you know, like every time I open my Mac, it's like, do you want to connect your phone? Like it's always like trying to connect with it. But
Mhm.
as you notice, like so far, my camera hasn't quit, you know, it hasn't froze up or anything. And so what happened was I, um, so did that help before I go on?
Yeah, it did.
So this little guy here, if you want, I can get you the link to it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Those
So
little,
that,
those little dongles are awesome too.
yeah,
I got
it's,
one of those underneath my desk that I plug my laptop into
yeah.
because it's
So,
great. It's just the one plug does it all.
mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's
I need
good.
to order an external hard drive because my cloud is full, and so I need to put an order in for
You just
my.
want one anyway. They seem to transfer better, and I don't like using the cloud because it'll piss me off, man. When I'm trying to like when I'm like it's honestly like a major drawback when I'm trying to like do courses because
Mhm.
I'll go to upload something and my computer's trying to offload all the stuff up to the cloud so it can reopen space on the random access memory that's right, you know, readily available there. And like it'll just my whole system won't even work. Like I'll have so there's been it's literally and I have like fast shit. Like I have the fastest internet I can buy. You know, I've got the MacBook Pro M1 chip or whatever, and like I have everything that you know that you need, you know, and it just still I'm just it'll lag me down. But if I use the SD drive, the SSD drive, the solid state, it's just
Mhm.
like boom, done, and then I can get on with it. And then what I'll do is um, I will offload my SSD like at night. I'll just throw it into the cloud. I always do two backups because I lost an entire 52-hour course one time
Ooh.
on a external hard drive that was not solid state, and it just buckled. So, um, so yeah, that sucked. I don't trust any of this stuff anymore. I mean, it's a machine, you know, it can break. So, um, I mean, I'm not negative about it. It's just, you know, you don't, when you spend so much time on something, you just don't want to risk it, especially when it's your product, you know?
Right.
Um, okay. So let's see. So what's up? So today on the Daily Gravity, I also am going to be busting my ass all day for the course, to get a lot up of the course. And, you know, so I'm really, uh, I really want to just get you guys where you need to go. Today on the Daily Gravity, though, what I'm going to be covering is how to create an order page, connect your order page to your email list stuff, and then make your, when somebody orders, you know, or signs up for your program, how to connect it to Skool so they get access to Skool right away. So you have a fully functioning process via James's requests, which it should all be
Thank
in
you.
there anyway. Like, I'm really like upset with myself with the, you know, publishing of the Build Lab program. I just, you know, I get in a place where I'm like, all right, do they need that much information? Do they need that much detail? And then I like rethink it out, and I'm like, maybe we just eliminate this step. But yeah. Okay. So let me get, let's see what this is and get you that.
That's exactly where I'm at in the process, though.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're looking there, Mike, I just have a quick question. So I got the impression from yesterday's with the 30, or I'm sorry, 2 days ago with the 30-day challenge, that you're advising not so much with an email sequence now, and just get people on your list, and then we're going to kind of rework that, or is that what you were, or did I misinterpret that?
So the core message that I was trying to get across there essentially was, don't get tied up in the automations. I can't tell you how many times I've taught this and they're like, well, I'm stuck in the automations. I'm like, I don't give a shit about that. Yes, you have to have them. I mean, you're not, what I mean by have to have them is, if you don't follow up, you're just, what are you doing? Like, follow up, all the money's made in follow up. But most importantly is you're building a list of people that have a problem that you can solve. That's the biggest thing that needs to be happening. So that's all, you know, when I was talking about that, I'm, you know, saying basically like, okay, you know, let's ensure that we're just focusing on getting the list built. Right. And, that was what I really meant by it. But I'm going to go over, well, yesterday's Daily Gravity, I talked a little bit about automations. I think that was yesterday. It's all meshing. But if I could just like, I don't know, I try so hard to try to make this seem simple. I want to believe that it's simple, but maybe it's just not. It's just like, you know how you're so far away from the beginning that you forget the beginning stuff and how difficult like just the dumbest things are. And it's like, I don't want to give that. I don't want to, because that can make you feel like shit sometimes. You're like, dude says it's like easy, I can't even. And it's like, not probably, you know, I'm like oversimplifying it and not thinking about that beginning part. But the thing that I want to say is this, okay? Like, somehow it's like, let's make this really, 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 really simple here. Hot dog stand, okay? If I'm selling hot dogs, the problem I can solve is hunger. So my goal then is, I want to create a list of people that are hungry, and then I want to sell them food on the list, right? Which would be like my hot dogs or whatever. So I got to find hot dog lovers, you know. But to get people to my hot dog stand, or to get people on my email list, I have to be putting out content each day that is going to essentially get them, you know, focused on you know, solving their hunger problem. So, and see, this is where it's a bad example probably, but when I go out to do content each day, like when I go to do content on in any platform, I'm just like, I ask myself, I sit down, and this is so important that you pull from yourself, because if you go out there on the flipping internet and you try to come up with ideas for content, you will get derailed, because you're going to see what somebody else is doing. You're going to see that it either got a bunch of attention and engagement, or that it was something that, was, really good, or whatever, whatever happens to you when you experience it. And then you'll, without even trying, you will emulate it in some way, shape, or form. And you'll take on their message and their languaging, and you'll have this like weird thing happen to you where your authenticity gets kicked to the side because you're like, well, this has already shown to work, so I'm gonna do that. Well, that guy already did that, or that girl already created that. So it's like, you can still create that, but you need to create something about it that they either left out, or that you disagree with, or whatever. So when you go to, the best thing that you can do is really, 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 truly understand how you solve someone's problem. Like, each stage of your 9 pillars, and each step inside of each of the 3 steps inside of your 9 pillars, you need to truly understand why that pillar exists, why those modules exist in them by themselves and as a whole. And then you need to pull from that and just trust in yourself that the answers that you have and the things that you have to say matter. And they do. Okay? Because always remember, you're not talking to the person that's better than you at this. You're talking to the person that is trying to figure this stuff out. And you can get really lost in, like, sometimes people will get with coaches or get with, course creators or educators or people like us, online education businesses. They'll sometimes get with people that are 30, 40 steps ahead of them, and it just doesn't work, even though it could. You need to buy somebody that's 5 steps ahead of you and get to there, and then buy somebody that's 5 steps ahead of you. Otherwise, they're too far evolved, and they can't get back to where you are, even if they
You can't
want
relate to them anyway, because
Yeah.
like you said, they're way too far ahead.
It's so hard for them to do that, right? That's why, having it's like having a PhD at MIT that's teaching advanced, technology stuff, going back and teaching 3rd graders about science. He couldn't I don't think he could do it properly. It would be a miracle person and characteristic that he would have if he could, or she could. So in the same way, the point I want to get at is this. You want to create your machine that captures emails and follows up with people. The follow-up that you want to do in the first 10 to 15 emails that you would stick in your automation, there's no rhyme or reason how many. I just know that we know out there, on average, it takes 7 to 10 exposures before somebody is 99% of the way going to probably do something, or 90% or whatever. We know that for every 1,000 true leads that we generate, we're going to make anywhere from 10 to 50 sales, right? I would bet my appendage on that. It's just like, it's cyclic, it's science. It's just what it is. So, and if it does better, great. But you're going to do that, right? As long as you're building the list correctly, meaning when you get people on the list, the only reason they're getting on the list is because you vetted them using the proper landing page, attraction stuff. What some people do on their landing page is they just try to get anybody on their list. And then they're like, oh, well, I'll just sort it out that way. You don't want that. You don't want that at all. You want to be like, if you are not this person, basically, this isn't for you. Because otherwise the rest of your machine won't execute properly, because you want that message. It strikes a nerve in them with your messaging. Okay. Now, you want your machine. Your machine is the 4-page funnel with an email automation hook to it. It's got an order page hook to it so that they can buy your stuff. They can get on your list, be sold by the video on the next page. And if they want, they can click a button and go to the order page and buy it. And then on the final page, they can, create their member profile and be a part of the group and start learning and joining. For the ones that don't do that right away, which is 98% of them, you're going to have to follow up with them. I would just have 10 to 15 emails ready for them that go out every other day, right? Like just send an email, wait for one day. Did they sign up? Yes or no? If yes, in the automation. If no, send out another email, wait for a day. After the day of wait, before you send the email, make sure that you check to see if they bought. If they didn't buy, send an email. If they did, in the automation. On top of that, I see it, James. You really want to work on your VSL, and you really want that thing to do the job of the VSL's biggest thing that it's doing is recognizing the big 3 core disbeliefs that they have, essentially. Your VSL, they need to be like the first thing that you want your prospect to feel when they hit that VSL is you want them to feel understood. Meaning when they tune into that VSL, the first thing that you say in it, the way you open it and hook them, they need to be going, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Like, this person understands where I'm at, and they are about ready to just like, pull the veil off of my eyes. And so like, you really need to know what that core hook thing is. And then remember this, like, this is so key. There are 3 big belief problems that you have to overcome if you want these people to do business with you. And these things will forever and always exist. And you need to be really good at identifying them, pulling the elephant, there's an elephant in the room. Let's talk about it, right? You need to be able to say, listen, I get it. I understand, and those three beliefs are, they don't believe they can do it. Like their self-belief, personal belief, they don't believe they can do it. No matter how cool it looks, how good it is, how whatever, I still don't think I can do it. I don't believe that I can do it. So you have to recognize that and help them see through that. And it's really simple. You might feel like, God, with all this tech stuff and marketing and creating I don't know how to do, how am I going to figure this out? Like, I have trouble with just doing simple things. Listen, I get that. And that's why, okay. So that's how you crush that one. And you just show them, always show as much as you can. The second disbelief is they don't believe your product. They don't think that your product, there's so many scams out there and everybody's trying to rip everybody off. And it's all, their freaking animal comes out in them and survival methods. Right. And then the third thing is they feel like, let's say that they're like, yeah, I could do that shit. Oh, I think his product can actually do it. But man, I just don't got time. I got kids, I got activities, I got work, I've got this, I've got that. So you have to be able to knock those 3 big dominoes down. Okay. And so once you get those things overdone, and by knocking those down, you're also at the exact same time using your program, your solution, your steps to transform them. You're using the 9 steps and the pillars. Thanks, James. The 9 steps and the pillars, you're using that as I know you don't feel like you can do it. That's why we have pillar 1, 2, and 3. And then I know you don't believe the product, but that's why we built it like this. And so as you're eliminating those disbeliefs, or you're reframing them or rebuilding those beliefs, and you're breaking that thought pattern in their brain, you're also using your program and your education process, the thing that you do to get them from point A to point B, you're using that as the way you get through that. So it simultaneously happens. And then you're really wanting to be clear on who this is for and who this isn't for. And, anytime you can tell stories, it's not because it's a good, trick, or it's like, Robert Cialdini, psychology weapons. We literally just do better when we're with a story. And I think some of the best storytellers in the world are comedians. they literally can just mess you up. Like I listen to comedy all the time and I don't even laugh. I'm just like, damn. Like they're so good at just getting you on a train and taking you to the station. And it's like, the better you get at that, the better you get at communicating. That's it. So the VSL is designed to overcome those 3 big beliefs while demonstrating your product. And I know this sounds strange, but it's like at the same time, as you take them through that, they're getting a lot of value, because if there's somebody that's perfect for it, as they watch you unfold your package, your solution, and help them through that, they are learning in that way, and they are seeing different steps of it. And it all comes from the source, which is your product, your solution. So like the more you have that thing detailed, understood, isolated, and you really get why each layer of your solution is there, from pillar 1, module 1 to pillar 9, module 27, the more you understand the isolation of each of those and the interconnectedness, integration of it, and how it all works by itself and how it all works together, the more you're going to be able to just convert, because you'll be able to actually itemize, contextually connect, and paint the picture of why this thing is. And the more you understand it, it's like the more you understand them, because the only reason there is module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 27 is because it's each link in the chain, and it's just like, this module 1 solves this problem, module 2 solves this problem, module 3 solves this problem. And so you're just knocking down all their problems. And so you should be able to go out and communicate to that, right? And that's how you get their attention. Medical does it great. Like they're like, you go to like reach for something and you have that catch or that pain right there. Everybody that's gone. And the only person that has that sensation and catch, they are locked in. And then they're going to start talking about, yeah, I'm sure you've tried to put ice on it or do this and it didn't help, did it? Because see, they get it so much. And they're like, that's why we go in and scope it, because there's these fibers that run right through here. And we just have to put them back together and put this stuff on them and heal them. And then it shows the range of motion. And so they're learning and they're like, oh shit, okay. And then so that makes them feel like, yes, this is valuable. Finally, I've never heard anybody talk about it like this. And then they're showing you a diagram. So you're like, okay, that I can see the dots connect there. I see this. And then, then they'll say something like, now most procedures are going to cost this much, but we realize where you're at and where you're coming from, or we understand, this, that, and the other thing. And that's why we've designed it like this. And it's just like, you got them. And you should feel good about getting them, because you should feel good about your product, and you should know that it's actually going to change their flipping life. And that's the thing that makes this whole thing work. You can get I've worked with so many people over the years. They're like, yeah, man, I got like 10 sales yesterday, man. I'm crushing it. I'm just getting them. And I'm like, yeah, but your product sucks. You're just taking their money, basically. Yeah, but no, I help them. Some of them, it's like, I just don't even want to be with like that.
You shouldn't be helping some of them. You should be helping all of them.
The whole reason you exist is to solve that problem. If you do that, your problems get solved. You don't even need content marketing. Everybody's talking about Facebook ads and retargeting and content, and do it this way and Hermosi style and captions and videos and bullshit. And I'm like, dude, if your thing actually works, that's it. It'll take care of itself. Your customers will get you customers. I mean, I watch it happen. Like it's one of them things where it's like, it's the best marketing. Customers, there's only 5 ways to get customers. I just wrote them down here. There's like only 5 ways to get customers. You can reach out to people privately, cold call, cold email, knock on the door, that, right? You can make content, which is the most scalable thing that there is that compounds over time outside of referrals. Because if you get one person, they might bring you 5. Those 5 might bring you 5. It compounds way faster. And it's got way more oomph behind it because they've already bought and solved the problem with the product. Content is great, but content is an awareness. You know, it takes them through the layers, right? It's like there's different levels out there of your customer, right? Some people, they've already been in 4 courses and they need the right one. So they're past, they don't need awareness. They don't need to be educated about it. They got educated about it and they've had a bad experience with other programs, and you're going to be that person. Okay. You're talking to them like, just like that. You've probably been in other programs. Shit's confusing, halfway, whatever, this, that. Then you got the other customer. They're like, for the first time, you know, they look and they see their neighbors home all the time and they always leave for work in the morning. And they're like, what does that guy do? And they talk to him at the fence and they're like, oh, online business? What is that? And so you've got that customer where you're getting them for the first time. And then you've got the person that's like already had the conversation with the neighbor at the fence. And they're now digging around looking for like online business ideas and, you know, and then they'll run into like a Hermosi or a Gary V or a Frank or a Grant Cardone or, you know, all the, you know, gurus that are out there doing it. And they'll get confused and they'll think, oh, it's about the ads. It's about the conversions. It's about, and they're confused. So they need you to give them alignment. And then you've got the customers that are like, they haven't bought anything from anybody yet. They've been educated now. They just need something that is going to connect the dots. So you have these layers of heat that you're working through. And then you've got people that have bought it, solved the problem. Now they want to blow it up and expand it even further, right? They want to like hire employees and get a team and all that stuff. Like, so you have all these different things. Nothing's going to beat somebody that has bought the product and they change their life with it. And their circle around them goes, what did you do? Now all of a sudden you're like, damn, man, I got 7 customers yesterday and I didn't even do anything. I don't even know what happened. That's called badass. And that's called your product's good. So the third way is you can run ads. You can run paid ads. That's another way to get customers. Number 4 is you can get affiliates and partnerships. Okay. Oh, this guy, he's been building a 3D printing newsletter where he just sends out news and tips every day about the 3D printing world. And I got my 3D printing boot camp together and I paid him $1,000. And for 1 week, on Monday, Tuesday, or on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, he sent out an email to his list, sharing with people that there's a 3D printing boot camp out there. And every customer that you get, he gets 50%. All right. But you get 500 customers in a week. Right. So it's like, that's one way to do it. Not easy. And you want to make sure your product actually works every day. I got 3 emails today already. Can we do an affiliate with your product, Mike? The build app? Yeah, eventually, but not right now. I'm not happy with it right now. Like it's not ready. Okay. In my opinion, it won't be. So, and then the 5th one is customers tell other customers. Okay. And that's the one that is the best. Content and getting your customers to tell other customers is the goal that you want to go with. But when you think about this business and you go out there, I want you to think like when you're doing your thing, it's like, I think of like creating short form content and long form content. I think of that as just pushing a seed down in the field. So if you have to survive in nature and the currency in nature is food and water, okay, you got to grow your own food. Are you planting 1 seed a day? Or are you planting 15? Because that one might not make it. The whole you're playing, and people are like, well, this is not for you if you don't like to work. Entrepreneurship is like the opposite profession you need if you're not into working. Now, there's a humongous difference from working for yourself and working for somebody else. Like, I don't know what it is. There's a magic out there. People are like, I'll work 80 to not have to work 40. Right. Because there's something about it. And I don't know yet if entrepreneurship, you can learn it, but I think you kind of got to have it in you a little bit. I think it's kind of like you're either good at basketball or maybe you're not, you know? So it's like, you can learn it, but the guy that like grew up and was just always badass with the basketball, like he's got that wiggle in him, you know? And so when it comes to this thing, it's like, go out there and plant. But if you can fall in love with what you're doing and you can love the game, going out there and creating content is fun. It still can suck. You know, I'm like, shit, I got to do a daily gravity day. Like last night, it was like 9 o'clock. I'm like sitting there, I'm like, it's a terrible daily gravity because I'm like half asleep in it because I'd been freaking cramming content all night and I'm just like out of it. Like, I don't know if you guys have done it yet, but you go to create a bunch of course content and shit. By the end of the day, you're like, hey, like you can't even, I don't know. And then if you go live, so like you go live for an hour or two, then you're like creating like, 5 or 6 training pieces where you have to really like think, it's a different kind of like thinking. I don't know what it is, because you're trying to help somebody get the point, and then you're trying to, and then you're creating all this stuff and you're thinking and emailing, and then you're out of willpower and creativeness, So, but I still got it done. And those daily gravities, I mean, I hope they're helpful, but like you guys should create.
Mike. They're good.
Yeah, cool, man. So I think you guys should just create something like that and not worry about like, and I'm trying to, I try to prove that to you all the time. Like, dude, I'm just some fucking bald guy that likes to talk too much. You know what I mean? And I love helping people and I know a lot about this internet stuff. And it's like, I'm not trying to go out there and I just feel the best when I'm being me and I'm really just trying to help you. But I feel like that should just be the steps and strategy in what you're doing. It's like, just focus really damn good on what you're doing and trust yourself in it and just show up. Like, and just know that when you're putting out content each day, I want you to, maybe this is a good way to think about it, or find something that is similar in nature to this concept. But I just, and I mean, obviously because of farming and shit, I grew up this way, just like or fishing, right? I think of content like this. Mike, how are you going to catch fish if you didn't cast today? Kind of hard to catch fish if you haven't casted. So I'm like, if I didn't put out content, it's like not casting and expecting a fish. You'll get pretty depressed pretty quick on that deal. And you'll go, well, this fishing shit don't work. Bruh, you didn't cast. And then if you cast something and you don't have a hook on the end of it, your call to action, go to the funnel, that's your fish, that's your treble hook. That's your hook that like catches their mouth, is them on the email list. And then I think of like the emails, like, well, you got a fish now hooked on the thing, but if you don't reel it in, and reeling it in to me is like following up with the emails. You got to reel them in. You got to get them over here. Now, or farming, it's like, if you didn't plant any seeds, ain't going to be nothing to harvest. What's the field? My funnel, I got to stick seeds in it, leads. And then I've got to water them, follow up, put sun on them, educate them. Like, it's like, that's, if you can think about it like that, because here's what's cool. Those flipping sunflowers, when they grow, they don't just give you your seed back. They give you 144 back. And now you can plant 144. Those grow, let's say half of them or 100 of them, 44 die. And now you've got 4,400 seeds. And now you can plant, and then it's like, now you've got 8,800 or what, whatever the max, whatever the quant. That's what it really is. But birds will come in, honey, we're going out of town. I just told you. I thought I told you. I'm like, yeah, you probably did. I was, I do this shit all the time. I'm like, oh God. Oh yeah. We're going out of town for 3 frickin' days. I was like, I forget this shit, And it's like, or, you know, things happen, like somebody gets hurt, or, you know, the plumbing or internet, or, you know, like you don't ever know. So it's like, you have to like, those are just things that happen. So you have to overplant or bring, you know, overcast or whatever your thing is that you want to relate it to. But please get that, and just realize that all this thing is feeding the cows, checking the fence, or make sure the knot's tight, make sure you got string on it to cast, but you're just casting. And if you don't like casting, that's fine. You better be able to train somebody how to cast. Casting has to happen, you know? So if you don't like doing that, that's great. You better get good at getting somebody to do it, and then making sure that they're there and they love casting. Right? I mean, I've had so many employees where it's like, you know, and that's a whole nother game too. You pour your heart and soul into him. Hell, I was paying a guy double. I felt bad for him. He needed this, you know, and it just literally just didn't show up. And that was it. Never heard from him again. I'm like, holy shit, you know, like, where did you go? And you know, so these things, there's just a devil at every level, and it's fun, and you get really good at it, you know? But that's all this is. It's like, I've got a solution. Don't worry about the money. I used to just focus on the money. Like, how can I convert? How can I, you know, I got to get that. How? And then you get like the money thing, and then the product lacks, and then you crash, and then you're starting over again. And then it doesn't just take time and energy and money. It also F's with your head. It does. It screws with you. Right? I know what it's like to be making 200, 300,000 a month and go to zero. You build a lifestyle up there, and then it goes to zero, and you're like, shit. And everybody knows you as this person, and you've got this ego built around yourself, and you've got this like persona and this thing, and you're flat broke then all of a sudden. I know what that's like. More than once I've been through that stupid ass thing. I just started really, really early. Like, I was selling shit in high school. Like, this was it, you know? So it's like, you go through those things, but what I've found is you just focus on finding a problem that you in an area that you love. Okay. Like, if I could solve some sort of problem for that fucking rocket back there that blew up today, like,
Did it blow up?
yeah, it blew up. It made it past the thing, and it was awesome, man, because you could see like all the rocket engines they were white hot, and you could see like it was the coolest behind the rocket thing you've ever seen. But it was going up there, and they're like, this is where they was supposed to separate, you know, from the main engine. Well, it didn't, and it started spiraling out of this, and I'm pretty sure just like, it was awesome. So
They just hit the self-destruct button on it.
Probably.
They Doofenshmirtzed it.
Yeah, just so it doesn't get too out of hand somewhere and friggin' land on Mississippi or something. But the thing is like, think about that guy. Millions of dollars just blew up in the sky today. Years of like innovation and working and tweaking, just publicly in front of, you talk about going live. There's like 1.4 million people watching it live on YouTube. I was like, damn. But think about that. He just wanted to collect data, and people are like, my landing page doesn't convert. I'm like, what the are you talking about? Like, change the headline, try it again, you know? Or like, you know, my emails, I don't know. It's just text. It's just the only inputs you got going there are text and an image. You get two inputs. Rearrange it. And here's what, whenever I hear that stuff, the thing that I'm actually hearing past it now that I probably couldn't hear before was they don't even know what their product does. They don't know why they're doing it. They don't know the problem they're solving. All they're thinking about is money. They're thinking, if I line up these blocks and, you know, create this recipe, money pops out. It
So
doesn't.
if they go into Chat GPT and tell it what their product does, it could probably output text that tells the customer what their product does.
Yeah, I mean, at least use that to give you some help or something. At least, but all you have to do is ultimately just care really honestly about solving that problem. And if you go out on the internet, I'm telling you right now, you're going to hear that's saturated. We don't need that anymore. Nobody buys that stuff. That's not the. That's all it is. Like, if you just realize that there are more people than you can serve in your lifetime, if you had a team and you were good, than you'll ever need to buy anything or go anywhere or have any kind of security you've ever wanted. And I don't care how advanced things get. Period. We will all, everybody on this call right now, we will all be dead before all that stuff matters. Okay.
So I did a test yesterday. Sorry, you made me think about something. I did a test yesterday just to kind of see like what the interest would be even in my product. And I went live on my personal account on TikTok. And I just put the question out there. If I had a product like this, what would the interest be? And about half of the interest was people going, well, why would I pay for that if I could just go to YouTube? And then the other half of people going like, oh yeah, I'd do that.
So yeah, so you only care about the other half that cared about
Exactly.
wanting it, because that's all you need.
Yeah.
But here's what happens when somebody gives you the whole, well, why would I do that? I can learn online marketing and how to build a course and do everything on YouTube, Mike, or there's
Then
free
they're not my
courses, or there's
customer.
all this stuff. My first thought is like, have fun. Good luck. Come back if you can't figure it out. Number two thought in my mind is you can 100,000% learn everything on YouTube or on your own for free. My question is how long do you want it to take for you to figure it out? Would you rather have it in 90 days or a year or two?
Or the 4 years it took me to figure it out.
Or do you want it to be fun, or do you want it to be stressful, confusing, and feeling like you're always starting from fresh and you're really not sure? Do you want it to be more expensive or less expensive? Because if you try to go out and figure it all out on your own, you're going to buy 5 more things that you don't need to buy. You're going to end up, stepping where you shouldn't. You're going to do something that's going to cost you months of restarting. One little thing like trying to create your whole course first, then sell it. That's a 6-month. And that's a 6-month mistake. It's like, I love what Alex Hermosi says, which I love that guy. He's really good. But I love what he says when he says this: every year that I don't know how to make $1 million costs me $1 million plus the year. So whenever somebody says that, I'm like, that's fine. I have people all the time. Like when I used to run ads, when you're running like $1,000 to $3,000 a day in ads, you will get the most shit talking you've ever experienced in your life. Like I would have so many people just like, it was awful. I don't care about that. Like I don't get affected by that crap. And some people are like, oh yeah, you do. No, I really don't. Like I am just like, I think I was meant to be like a general in the military or something. Like I don't know. I'm not affected by that kind of stuff. Other stuff gets me that probably wouldn't get you, but it's just that stuff just doesn't bother me, doesn't affect me. But it's insane what people will say and do. And that's why it's like, and my grandpa said, always used to say this to me. He's like, Mike, if 90% of people will never make more than 6 figures, meaning they will never produce enough solutions to garner that kind of value. Because the only way you make money is solving problems, period. That's it. If 90% of people are not going to make over 6 figures, 9 out of 10 people that you meet in your life, you probably shouldn't listen to, and you should do the opposite of what they're saying.
Yeah.
So, and it's probably less than that, to be frank, right? So, you know, I want to make billions of dollars if I could. Likelihood, not likely. But that's because I understand that the only way to get billions of dollars is I've figured out how to solve $1 billion worth of problems. Whether that's, you know, $1 billion worth of $1,000 products, or, you know, whatever it, if, and I look at it as like this, like if I can make all of you millionaires, my goal in my life is to, like, on paper, like factually validated through blood, like I want to help 1,000 people make 7 figures. Because once you make your first 7, the next one's like, it's like 100 times easier.
Mhm.
Because you have you have power, you have resources, and and what you've got to be, who you've got to become to make $1 million. Literally all I do all day long, and you should feel this way. And I used to get upset about this. I used to be like, God, yeah, this customer said this, or, oh man, like, God, I got to do this, or, you know, I've got all this stuff I got to do. You know, my mom or my, like, family or somebody would call me, my friends are like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm working, got to work, got all this work to do. And I love that I was working for myself, but I was like, Mike, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? You are, all you're doing is solving problems. That's all you do all day. That's what this entrepreneur is, just a one quick word for, I'm going to be a professional problem solver. Bring all of your problems to me. I'll solve them and figure it out for you. That's why I get more money than you do. And money is just energy, right? That's why I have more energy units than you do. When I, like, accepted it like that, I was like, I started to have fun with it. And I'm just like, what what do you got today? You know, like, and then it becomes like, then you're like, then you start getting decent, and then you start learning mental models on how to solve problems. Like, you can, every problem that shows up, you're like, oh, there's these like 10 mental models that I can lay on it. And it's like reading the DNA strip. So it's like, you can, it's like, what lens do I need to pull up and look through to solve this problem? Because there's like, I think they said there's like 38 mental models total or something like that. And out of those, there's like 7 that are basically used on any problem that ever arises, period. And so, that's a really good book to read, is like, buy a book about the top 15 or 10 mental models, because every single problem that comes your way, you can use one of those mental models to just unravel it and defuse it. Because all a problem is just, it's literally like a electric current that is just, it's being restricted by something. It's everything that you do is input, process, output, feedback. And it happens in an environment that's constantly changing. So if we know this, anybody that brings me something, I'm like, all right, what are the inputs? What are all the inputs? And what are these inputs going up against? So like in online business, it's like when you're running an ad, the inputs are, what audience are you showing it to? How much is your budget? What's it say? What's it look like? Those are all the input. What page are you sending it to? These are all the input variables, and it's going into the marketplace. When these inputs hit the marketplace and then an output happens, is the output as you hypothetically thought it was going to be? Is it what you want? Analyze that output and the feedback, and then adjust the inputs, and adjust one input at a time. Because if you adjust 2, you don't know which one made the difference. So like when you go to fix an email, change the subject line first. Did it get opened more or less? If it's getting opened, but now they're not clicking, and this is such a great thing. I want you guys to think about, if you can think about this little model, this will help you so much. It's a chain of events. So here's your person, right? And they're trying to get over here. And there's these series of events. Okay. I don't know what he drank, but so they're trying to get over this little thing here, right? And it's like, here's pillar 1, here's pillar 9, and there's these pillars in between. And in each one of these processes, it's like, okay, well, what has to happen? So, all right, we have this chain link here, and it's like each one of these links need to connect so that they can get over to the promised land. And there's usually this one big block that's like stopping them here, and they're like banging their head to try to figure it out. Okay. And if you can get them through that, it's great. And then if you can get them through there faster, you can beat other people that can. So there's other people that can get people through it. But if you can now get them through it faster or cheaper or with more fun. Okay. So, because I mean, you can go out and buy shoes, or you can go out and spend $300 on some shoes, or you can spend $50 on some shoes. One's more fun. So people are like, well, everybody's doing that already. Okay. Who gives a shit? Do it faster. Do it better. We don't make movies. We make movies better. Okay. So think about it this way, but then here it goes. It's like, so on the attraction, it's like, I put out a piece of content. Okay. Are people clicking on it or not? If they're not clicking on the content is the problem. Let's start there. Okay. So we got to get them to click on the content. Let's just say that they start clicking on the content and they go to your landing page. When they get to the landing page, do they opt in? Because the job of the content is to get the click. The job of the landing page is to get the lead, to get a lead on your list. The next page, the video page, okay, what's the job of that page? To get them to buy, right? Or set up an appointment, whichever. And then when they go to the next page, and it's it wouldn't be the order page or the other page. Assuming your video does the job, the rest of the pages are pretty simple. Like it's just an order form. There's nothing there for it to do. But the job of this is to get the sale. If you're doing a call, the job of the call is to get the sale. The job of this would be to get the appointment, right? Okay, so that's a little calendar. Okay, so it's the job of the video is to do one of those two things. And then the job of these emails, so when they opt in, then they go into this email list down here with these follow-up emails that are driving people back to the video page, right? That's what's going on there. All these videos just keep driving them back to the mechanism that's supposed to get the appointment or the sale. And so you have these follow-up emails, and you have to just think in these little points like this. So if the landing page isn't getting anybody to opt in, the thing that you change first and foremost is what? What's the first thing that you would change on your landing page? What's the most important element on that page?
The offer, the cheese.
The headline, which is like basically the offer, the cheese. Yes. Like what is the headline is 90 cents out of your dollar on that page. You can literally just have a headline and a button. Frank's been doing that for years. Works just fine. But the reason I put bullet points is because those bullet points are filters. I want to say something in the bullet point that's going to remove most of the people on that page. Because I've learned I would rather have 5 leads than 50 leads if they're the right leads. Okay.
Yes.
So the job of the landing page, if they're not clicking, what's the problem with the content? It's not, there's the call to action. That's the inputs in the content. You've got what's the topic? What are you showing? What are you saying? What's the message? That's if they're not clicking over to your content and they're not watching the content and they're not, that's the problem. You need to work on the content. If they're clicking on the content, going to the landing page, but you're not getting leads, it's not because this doesn't work. It's not because the world is against you. It's not because somebody lied to you. Your landing page sucks, bruh. What are the elements on your landing page? 90 cents out of my dollar is the headline. So I'm probably going to just adjust that, send more people back to it. Okay. If they're opting in and they're going to the video page and they're not buying or scheduling an appointment, what's the problem?
The message.
Video.
Your video sucks and the message isn't clear and they don't understand the offer and why it matters to them. So fix it. Shoot it again. But man, it took me forever. Yeah, shoot it again.
It's going to take you longer if you don't do anything about it.
Have you ever planted a field of wheat and then the weatherman's like, we're going to get extreme hail and wind, and 30 minutes later, your entire field is gone that has been growing for months? And you hope to God the insurance company covers that shit. Otherwise,
Mike,
it's
I
like,
got a
well,
question for you.
Yep.
All right, so I think it's a good time to ask this. So most of the softwares out there offer split testing, and I've not done that. And I was wondering your thoughts on it, and if you're going to if you use it, what's the best way to go about that to measure?
To do true split tests takes serious amounts of data and serious amounts of, like, I know they have the A/B test thing and you can clearly see like one or the other. And then in emails, they have like a split test feature. And that's why I like ActiveCampaign too. You can have it do every other one. It sends a variation of that email, and you can do that on every email. And then you can go in and just say yay or nay. But I like this thing better because here's what we're trying to do. There's this chain link that gets people to the promised land, and there's all these little links in this chain, right? And you're trying to find out, where does the traffic stop? So when I do that, I just keep it bone simple. I still do this, and I know how to do this stuff very well. Like, I can sell. I truly feel like I could sell just about anything as long as I understand the problem, the product, and the people that have the problem. This process here is what I want you guys to think about. Because if you can do this, you don't need me anymore. Okay. When you think about split testing, just ask yourself, where did the traffic stop? Okay. And I'm taking you through these steps right now, but wherever the traffic stopped, that's where you come back and say, why did it stop? And you're constantly running this program right here. Okay. This is all I'm thinking about when I get on a call with you, when I talk to a new potential customer, when I'm building a product. Everything that I think about is this is all I'm thinking about, because this is what it is. Just use what we know works: input, process, output, feedback. And all of this is happening inside of an environment. And the environment, if you're running ads, might be Facebook. If you're running ads on Google, it might be Google. And the environment includes things like, what are the policies of Facebook? You're dealing with the environment. If you're planting wheat, is it raining that day? Is it muddy? What is it, windy? Like, what's going on? And then you adjust your inputs, and you're just constant. This is your constant game you're playing. You can make $1 million if you just pay attention to this. Okay. And that $1 million thing, the reason why that is so important is because when you get to that level, you have such an abundance of resource that as long as you're paying attention and caring about solving more problems, essentially you should probably never go down, as long as you don't get a crazy weird appetite that you can't fulfill, because you'll get an appetite. Okay. It may be lonely at the top, but the food's a hell of a lot better. Okay. So here's the thing. And it is kind of weird at the top, and it sucks. And that's why you want to bring people with you, because it is like, huh?
I want to erase that. Can you put the hook offer, just write that down on there in those places? Does that make sense?
Where?
Just in that model you have there. Hook
What
story
about
offer. Hook
Oh,
story
yeah.
offer.
Yeah. So like
Where
hook, huh?
on that model, where it fits in there, where it's not working, this is your hook.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I'll put that in there as we go, but we're not like, I'll get you handled on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. This, let's see, we got some chat stuff going. I don't want to miss that crap. Guys, listen, if you got a question, interrupt me. Okay. God damn it. I'm just trying to label hook story offer. Please. Okay, cool. Yeah, I got you. All right. So now listen to this. This is key. Like if you guys can get this down, this is so key. This will help you so much, relieve stress, anxiety. Like I hear so many people, I don't know what to do next. I don't know what to do next. I get that. This will help you. Okay. So here we go. If they're not clicking on your content, then the content is the problem. Okay. And it's usually the messaging and the offer. It's always the message. I mean, it's always the message. That's why copywriting is so like everything, because it doesn't matter what you have. If you can't explain it to somebody, you don't have anything, right? I could have 55 tons of gold in my closet, but if nobody knows about it, it's just a bunch of heavy shit in my closet that's shiny. Okay. If they go to the landing page and they're not opting in, it's your landing page problem. It's probably not your offer. It's not the image on the page. It's not the color of the button. Although if you get down and dirty with it, it will, you can test these things, but it's your damn headline probably. Okay. Because there's only 4 things that we can adjust. Please understand that. There's only 4 things that you can adjust. Number 1, what it says. Number 2, what it looks like. Number 3, what it offers. Whoops. Number 4, who you show it to, or who is seeing it. These are the only 4 things that you can adjust when anything breaks in your marketing business. Like in your marketing and stuff, would you give me this thing? These are the only 4 things that you can adjust right here. If something is not converting, if something is not doing anything, it's one of these. It's one of these things right here. What it says, what it looks like, what it offers, who is seeing it. What is the most important one on here?
What it says.
Anybody else?
Who sees it?
I'm going for number 3.
Yeah, what it offers. Because your offer gives you the ability to talk. Your offer gives you the ability to create an image around it. Your offer is determined by who is seeing it. Now, here's the trick. None of you guys were wrong, because your offer actually is dependent upon what problem you're solving, which starts with who is it. Okay. But in the case where we're talking about what can be adjusted here, we're assuming in the case of what we can adjust that we've already figured out. Oh, shit. We've already figured out who we're talking to. Okay. But, this, when you think about this here, these 4 things, when I say who is seeing it, when you go to create your content here, if you don't know who you could create content, like, for instance, I'll tell you just a simple story here. Quick, fast, super story. I was calling it an e-learning business. I was literally attracting people that were like, well, I don't want to build a learning management system software. And they were like, I don't want, because if you go research e-learning, it brings up like these like big corporate learning management. So it talks more about that stuff. So the moment I changed it to online education business or online teaching business, my clicks were different. My landing page started converting different, started getting sales. One adjustment. Because I kept getting emails. They're like, what makes you think you can go up against Kajabi? I'm like, okay, whoops. I'm like, Kajabi's our tool. That's, I'm not trying to, okay. So if your content's not getting clicked, it's one of these things right here. And usually it's what it is offering. Okay. The next thing is you go to the landing page and you're always running this 4 knob filter on it right here. Okay. When you go to the landing page, it's your headline, But if it's not getting leads, then we got to work on the headline, and we keep adjusting that page until it's getting leads. If it gets leads, the next thing is, if we're talking about down here now in the emails, the next question is, are they opening the emails? If they're not opening the emails, it doesn't matter what's in the email. It doesn't matter how good it is. They're not seeing it. So if they're not opening the emails, what do we need to fix?
The headline on the email.
Which is, what do we call it?
Subject line.
The subject line.
Yeah.
If the emails aren't getting opened, it's the subject line. Because the only job of the subject line is not to tell them everything in the email. The only job of the subject line is to get the damn email opened. If they're opening the email, but they're not clicking on the link inside of it, what's the problem? Anybody?
They don't know that your offer solves their problem.
The body copy sucks. The copy inside of the email sucks. Right? If they're opening the email and they're clicking in the email and they're going to whatever you're sending them to, which if it's this first 10 emails or 15 emails that go out in our Iron Hot series, where we hit the iron while it's hot, okay? In these first emails here, you're basically just saying like, Tron, you opted in yesterday to watch a video about how to catch fish with a bait caster. Now, if I don't know who the hell would opt in for something like that if they weren't trying to do that. I made you an offer at the end of that video after I showed you how to use a bait caster. I showed you an offer that would actually help you do that, but you didn't buy it. Why? Help me. Help me help you, because this is the best bait casting coaching business thing I've ever made. And I know that you are interested in this because nobody in their right mind is just going, oh, on their lunch break, oh, a fish and bait caster free training video. Well, hell, let's try it. No, you don't opt in for something like that unless you are into that or want that. Do you understand? And what I'm teaching you right there is very important. It's kind of like what my sales manager taught me. When I was brand new in the car business, somebody'd pull in on the lot and you'd have to fight one of the salesmen to get out there and take the up so that you could talk to him, right? It was actually fun. It was brutal. Like people would fight. And I'd get out there and I'd go out there and I'd talk to him and they'd be up there looking at something and they'd say to me, they'd be like, oh, we're just looking. Yeah, we're just looking around. Yeah. So I'd go back in like a green pea young salesman. I'd come back in and my sales manager goes, well, what do they want? I said, they're just looking. They're not today.
Cool.
He goes, when was the last time, Mike, you had some free time and you're like, I want to go walk around a car lot in 99-degree heat in the middle of Phoenix, Arizona. He goes, they want to buy a flipping car. He goes, you don't just go to a car lot to kill time and hang out. Just like nobody's going to opt into your email list about whatever it is. Unless now, if you got a picture of a woman on there with her tits hanging out and you're like, give me your email and I'll show you everything on the other side and she'll come by tonight. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of emails. Okay. But if you put on that page, hey, if you have that weird, humming noise in your left ear every time you use the sauna at the YMCA, on the next page, I'm going to show you, the only people opting in have that problem. And so that's why you need to build that landing page accordingly. Okay. All right. If they're not opening the email, it's the subject line. So this is like, we're just knocking down these pegs. Okay. So they clicked on the content. Yep. Next thing is they went to the landing page. They opted in. Good. They're getting the emails. They're opening them. Okay. They're clicking inside of the email. Okay. We're just going down this little thing here. I might actually put something together like this. This would be good. Then they're clicking on the emails. They're going to the video. They're watching if they're not watching the video, we got to redo the video. Okay. When you go to create that video, you don't need, the greatest copywriter in the world's copywriting thing. What you need to do is you really need to understand what it is that you are doing. Okay. What it is that you are doing. In a nutshell, you're solving somebody's problem. Okay. Even if you're a complete idiot and you don't know anything about copy, messaging, or talking on video or anything, if I had a gun pointed at your head and your family's head, and I said, I will give you $1 billion and I won't blow your head off and your family's head off if you can sell whatever it is that you're trying to do to help them, you would figure it out. And what you would do is I'd be like, okay, all right. Ooh, huh. I'd stand up in front of the board. I'm like, okay, so you've got this problem. I made this thing over here to fix this problem. Let me show you how it fixes it. And listen, underneath this thing, you can buy it. And if you don't like it, then here's what I'll do. If you do, here's what can happen. And you almost need to be that way, because if you can't explain with a whiteboard why you even exist, or why you made the product, or why the product exists, you should not be doing it, because you're doing it for the wrong reason. You're doing it for the wrong reason. This is not like you can make millions doing this crap and have time freedom and have fun if you do it in the means of, I found a small group of people that have a common problem that I'm going to solve for them. And come hell or high water, I will solve it. And I will figure out how to solve it. I will figure out who they are. I will connect with them, and I will solve this freaking problem. And if you know how to solve that problem, and you know what you're doing and who you're doing it for, you can stand up in front of any whiteboard or anything, and you should be able to sell it. Because all selling is you're educating them enough about how the solution works to solve their problem to a point where they can make the decision that it's a good decision. Okay? So if the video doesn't work, always just follow that hook, story, offer framework. Hey guys, in this video, if you have this problem, I'm going to show you how to solve it. And the 3 things that I'm going to share with you that show you how to solve it are this, this, and this. So stay tuned. And I've got a special thing for you at the end. And then the story, which I wish there was a better way to say story, but I kind of like it because you should try to at least give some stories. But it's more like your value and story. It's like, in the middle here, you're just keep it to 3 things. And whatever those 3 things are, they're going to eliminate those 3 belief things that we talked about. Okay? Help them believe in themselves that they can do this. What part of your product is created, and then why did you create it? So that they can do it, so people can do it. They don't believe the product works, so show them how it can work. Just use show them how it works. Like the Rolex watch. Have you ever seen a Rolex? Like, they don't have a guy on there going, oh my God, I bought this watch and it was so cool. Like, oh my God. Like, they don't do that. You know what they do? Go look at it. It's literally, they will explode the watch out. They will show like the pieces being made in the factory. They show the watch, like they show the elements the watch is made of and how it connects together. Nothing can beat that. Here's a hammer. They're made to put in nails. You could have 1,000 people come on and be like, I bought this hammer. Oh my God. Oh, it just, or you could just show the hammer putting the nail in and they'll be like, got it. And be like, you might not think you can swing this hammer, right? Look at this old lady over here. Watch this. That's how you can do that shit. Okay. Or you can look how much it weighs. It weighs as much as a feather. They're like, well, I can pick up a feather. So just use good old fashioned hardcore like science and show them how it works. And then at the end, be like, now I showed you all this stuff. I showed you how good it was. I showed you how, this, that, and the other thing. Now, what do you do now? Well, you need to buy it. Here's why you want to buy it. You'll get it faster. You'll get it easier. It'll be more fun. You'll save money. You'll have support. We're here for you. Or you can keep doing what you're doing. It'll take longer. It'll be harder. It won't be as much fun. It'll cost more. And if you have questions, because some people have questions, some people need to talk to somebody. They're not strong-willed enough to make their own decision. You can play that card on them, reverse psychology. If you need to talk to somebody, you can email me or whatever. And then that's it. That will work. Kids sell lemonade. Thirsty, juice, tastes like lemons, cost. They don't have people standing there going, oh my God, I drank this lemonade and oh, my wife, oh, Jesus. No. Okay. The video, let's say they're clicking or they're scheduling, depending on what you're selling. If you're selling something over $2,000, you're probably going to need a phone call unless it's blatantly obvious why it's that valuable. Like if you're selling a block of platinum, they understand why it costs that much. Right. So, anyway, next thing, if they're buying this, so they buy it. And then if they get into your program now, so we'll just say that this is the next step, your program or your solution. Are they getting the answer? Yes or no? If they're not getting the answer, you need to make it get the answer. Where is the problem happening in the product where they're stopping? Okay. And this is all you keep doing. Now, to make all these here, to make this here, and this here, and this here, it starts with your product. Your product is going to determine what goes in here, is going to determine what we talk about here, what we put on here, and what we do here. So it all stems from your product. If your product sucks, emails are going to suck. If your product sucks, video is going to suck, etc. It's simple. Okay. Does this make sense?
Yep.
If you want cool looking content, make a cool product. It's real easy. Like, Ferrari, pretty easy marketing. Their car is so beautiful. They just have to show a picture of it. People literally see those cars and they go take pictures by them because it's beautiful. And then when it's backed up with mechanics, it's like, wow, now I get it. Kind of think about it the same way. Why do you think I build those like visuals and stuff like that? Right? Because it's like the Ferrari thing. I put a little blue light back here because honestly, I just like the way it looks. It looks like some kind of science shit or something. I don't know. I'm kind of a nerd in that way, right? I like rockets and atoms and science and shit like that. But, I'm like, well, if they're going to be watching me on a video, I'll put some mountains back there and a light, or at least something they're going to be like, oh, that's kind of cool looking, And then, or they'll kind of feel me. They'll be like, I like that style. I'm kind of into that myself. Or, if you're trying to act like these other people out there, those people are already out there and they're already good at being that because they are that. If you just be you, you'll get your own fan club. And if you don't like your fan club, well, your whole business and everything that you are is going to be a reflection of who you are. Right? So, when I think about this, it's like nothing's more powerful than education. If you think about this, like if Elon didn't know what he knew, he couldn't do what he's doing. That's where this online education, like, why do you think we're building? If you don't think like knowledge and education is the most important thing, Why do you think we're building a machine that is a genius? Because we want to know. So you just use that thing, but you could have 2 math teachers that know it all, and you're going to like one versus the other. Why? Delivery. Okay. I mean, think of like any kind of thing that you've ever bought, kind of like the Apple products. When you buy them, they like come in this box that's like, you're like, damn, you got to like take it up. You're like, as you're opening it, it's like, whoa, you know, you go buy like a computer from Walmart and it's like in a cardboard box and you're like, God damn, you're like trying to get it open and then it like flies everywhere and shit. Like it's delivery. So it's like, just think about that. You guys are cool, man. You're cool to the people that like, I don't give a shit if Alex Hermosi or Brad Pitt, whoever I don't give a shit if they think I'm cool or not. I'm not trying to be cool to them. I'm trying to be cool to my people that I want to help. Look at Yoda. That dude didn't look good. You know, it wasn't about that. That's like not his power, you know? So it's like that. The thing that I'm saying is like, get your offer figured out. Like if you don't know what you're selling, if you don't know why it solves the problem, this is the key. Like your product is the source of every single thing that you do. So if you don't have, and that's why I tell you, like some people are like, I ain't laying it out like that, man. Yeah, I got it. It's cool. It's cool. I'm like, yeah, dude. Well, I want you to lay it out in those ways because you're going to have clarity. You'll have something cool to look at. You'll know the connection links and points to get them through the whole process. And then you can build little visuals to each one of those. And then you can have like an individual visual for each one. And then you can put it all together. And this is what I think about when I do this. And I'm going to share this with you because I feel like, you know, the more I get you to understand this, the better. Okay. Any questions you guys have, please ask it. So this right here, I used to teach this in my other course, but I don't know if it resonated or not. So like, I think about it like this. If I can break my product down like this, and I can show you what each and every little screw and piece in this product is for, because it's all for something, right? Each of these pieces are not in there. They're not just in there because they're like, well, I don't know, put another screw in it, man. They're all in there because they need to be in there, right? Like, this is how you want to look at your product. Like, here's all the modules and PDFs and pieces and everything. And you should be able to explain what each one of these pieces' job is in creating this. Like the reason why it has all of this stuff. So if you wanted to sell this thing, you could talk, look, date window. See how they're breaking it down? They're like end link, band. And they could go in and...
Sorry, I have a question, Mike.
Yeah.
Because I've read a lot of marketing and like I said, told you, I took a lot of courses and all they're saying is that you shouldn't do what you're saying now because they're saying you should sell if you sell Rolex, you don't sell the features, you sell how you feel, how it makes you feel, the aura that you have when people see it, the respect you get because people get I don't know.
No, I know what you're saying. They're saying
it's the features, right? So
right.
Basically not many people care about the features. They care about the outcome of the features.
Right. And you're exactly right, right? So people don't, it's like people don't buy the drill, they buy the hole.
Yeah, correct.
They don't even buy the hole. They
No,
buy the feeling and the reason for the hole. So it's like the example I was given is Dad didn't buy the drill. He didn't buy the hole. He bought a picture that his daughter gave him hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
And he needed the drill to make a hole, to put that up there so that when his daughter came in, she was like, "Oh, Daddy, my picture's on the wall. Thank you." That's what he bought. So that's what you want to sell.
Yeah.
You can't sell that unless you know. I'm talking about the producer, not the consumer right now. You as the entrepreneur, the producer.
Okay. So
You
this is
can't-
what I need to know to.
Yes. If
So
you
when I
don't,
talk to people,
it's like this. If you don't know the reason for this thing here, you can't explain the benefit, and then you can't explain the benefit of the benefit. Because this little date window with this little magnifying chunk on here, like if you've ever taken a fake Rolex in, they use some kind of special chunk of glass and glue on this thing that separates it from a fake or something shit like that. So when you're talking, this is kind of a bad example because these people actually get into all this shit. Because I mean, what do you get into? It's a freaking watch. So, but when you're talking about a product like ours or anything like that, if you don't understand the relationship between all these things and what they're for, you can't explain the outer benefits. You can't explain the benefit of the benefit. So, but here's how you do here's how you pull it in, right? So like, let's say this here. If I was going to create a piece of content now, I could take like this crystal or this 5.5 millimeter sapphire crystal, right? And here's how you do the benefit of the benefit. Now that I know that this piece of glass is in here and what it does, and it's scratch resistant and all that stuff, I can be like, imagine what your friends are going to think. You go out and you tell them you've had this watch for years and they think it's brand new because there's literally no scratches in it. Look at this thing, watch. And then they're like, they'll cut it with like a knife and it doesn't even scratch it. Be like, that is so awesome, right? Well, if you like this is just one piece of the whole part. And so go check out, I've got a demo where I'll show you all the things in it. But more importantly, the reason why we do it this way is so for a lasting, long, career of you having the watch, you're going to have a nice looking watch at all times. So your money going into it's going to be great, but people will recognize that. And, if you got a dirty car, you're probably dirty yourself. And that's how people look at you. If you've got something that'll stay clean and stay good forever, regardless of how hard you go with it, imagine how nice that is, right? Imagine what people will think when they see that. Man, takes care of his stuff. Okay. Because when you're buying shit like this, you're not buying it for you most of the time. Well, I mean, whatever. So the thing is like, you need to know the relationship between all of these things, because then these are like the first principles of this thing. These are all the first principles of this thing. Okay. Each one of these mechanisms create the product. Each one of your modules is in the product because without that, it doesn't tell time. Okay. And the more you understand all the pieces in relation to, and the example I was going to give today in the daily gravity was, when you go to do content, I want you to think of, like I just showed you here, I'm using a pie for an example. Let's say that let's say here's the pie, the finished pie setting on the table. Oh, I need to come up with a piece of content. Okay. Let's take a piece out of the whole pie here and let's talk about it. Okay. How does it matter to them? In talking, like you said, Tron, you're exactly right. If we're talking about the sapphire or we're talking about the casing on this thing, we can talk about, hey, so today I want to share with you why we actually have this casing on this, or I want to share with you why we have module 4 of the program. And and then you explain and you share and you talk about the outcome that they're going to get, the picture hanging. But then when you're teaching them and showing them that little, this piece of the pie or this piece of the thing, when you get to the end, you say this is the easiest line you can use over and over forever. Now you might be wondering, okay, well, how does this relate to me getting a smile on my face from my daughter? Well, this thing here is just a part of the whole process. So here's the whole pie. Here's how it relates to that. And when you combine all of these things together, it allows you to put the picture on the wall better, faster, easier. And so if you want to learn more about the whole pie, because this was just one piece, actually a piece of the whole pie, then I have a video that I put together that shows you the whole entire pie, why it is the way it is, and how you can use it to make your daughter smile. Okay. So go ahead down in the description. If you're interested in that, go ahead and click on that. I'll see you over there. And it's like, then tomorrow it's like, okay, well, let's talk about this little dial thing here and why it relates to this. You never run out of content, because you can, and then if you do, you can go to Chat GPT and say, what are 10 other ways I could talk about the crown dial on this Rolex watch? And it'll give you a bunch of abstract ideas, right? So it's like, there's no excuse, but you need to understand the relationship of each piece to the whole. Otherwise, you're going to get taken. And this is why so many people fail in business and in marketing, because they don't understand what they're selling. So they don't understand how to make content. They don't understand why the pieces are in there. And so it's not that you can't make money, but if you're going up against a guy that can read this chart to you and why it all matters and can relate it to the outcome and the benefit of the benefit, you're toast. They will always beat you because they can talk about it in a way that separates quality, right? While the other person's being real surface about everything. Oh, you can be like, yeah, but for every 1,000 leads that you get, you're going to sell 1 to 5% of those leads. Now, it'll be 1% if it's more expensive, 5% if it's less expensive, but you can figure 10 to 50 sales. Now, what do we do with that? Well, when you're getting 10 to 50 sales per month, now you've got the money, the capability, and the time and the resources for us to go back in, and we can adjust and scale the lead inputs, okay? Because ultimately, you'd like to run a business that can run without you consistently bringing in more and more leads each and every month because it's getting better, right? And the other person's just talking about, you can make money if you do this. Who are you going to go with? It's a combination of both. If you just have a guy, like you were saying, Tron, it's a very good example. If you have a guy that is just out there selling this and like, oh man, imagine you walk in the room, everybody knows this is like a $10,000 to $15,000 watch. You sit down, you go to order some wine or something, you see them, you know, that feeling you get, they know that you're accomplished because you can't just buy one of these. It's not like you can just go buy one. You have to be able to buy one. So they know that you've worked hard and you're smart and you probably figured something out and you got good taste and all that stuff. So there's that guy selling that. You'll make some sales, right? But when you go to ask $10,000, $15,000 for something, the guy that will really sell this watch will start to explain to you why they use a, you know, crystal thing, or why they use this like specific caliber of, you know, time adjustment and weight, because then he can justify this 10 grand. He goes, yeah, I would have bought a cheaper watch, but it doesn't have this perpetual motion sensor 305 caliber, blah, 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 blah. So now all of a sudden after he bought it, he's got justification for it. Kind of like, yeah, well, honey, the reason I bought a $200,000 Porsche is the safety on it. I couldn't believe the safety. It was so much safer than the car that was 100,000. So I thought, you know, that's when you get into that shit, right? So, okay, let's see. We got a message. When you ask what your avatar wants, you can easily swap out your blueprints. When you ask what your avatar wants, you can easily swap out your blueprints. What are you saying?
It's when you have all your model and stuff, you can, once they give you something, you have your foundation, then you can easily insert what your avatar wants.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. So, you know, a lot of people, they'll create, they're customer centric versus product centric. This is so important, what I'm saying right now. If you're customer centric, your market just went from this to this. If you're product centric, your market goes from this to this, and you're always relevant. You know how they say the riches are in the niches?
Uh-huh.
No, it's being product centric versus customer centric. If you're customer centric, in other words, and I did this wrong, so I can tell you for a fact, what I'm teaching now is the same thing that I would teach any niche, because these are the fundamental principles of online business, right? And marketing. when I had martial arts growth, if you weren't in martial arts, I couldn't help you. I could, but you didn't think I could, because I built it customer centric. It was only for these customers. That'd be like Rolex saying, these are only for 45-year-old men that have done decent in their life. Nobody else. They'd go out of business in a moment. Rolex is for anybody. So when you go to sell a Rolex, maybe you're talking about people that like to dive. Women or men. Young or old. Rich, not rich. You could talk to women that love it for fashion, men that are executives, or the whatever, there's so all you adjust. It's like instead of doing niche marketing, you're marketing the niches. So I could talk to people that are just, hey, maybe you're a sports expert. Let me show you how I could just do content for one whole month that just talk to them. And then the next month I could talk to people that are just, hey, maybe you're into, teaching diving, or maybe you're into race cars or planes or whatever. And you want to teach somebody how they can build model airplanes. And I could do a whole month of just talking about that and how my product helps that person. That gives you endless marketplace, and you're still, the riches are in the niches, but you don't want to be customer centric. You don't want to be niche centric. You want to be product centric, because then, and because the relationship of all the pieces of your whole pie, you can now show how that adjusts to each of the niches that you're marketing in that particular time period. Does that make sense? So now you're untouchable. Because if somebody comes to you and they're like, well, yeah, but there's so many people teaching online marketing just like you are. I'm like, yeah, but I'm only focused on 45-year-old guys that have been working on a salary their whole life. And I'm going to show them how to get out of that, match their salary, be able to work for themselves, have an extra 20 hours this week. Oh, okay. Yeah. But I'm only doing that for like a month. And the cool thing is that content stays out there forever. So it's like, I have all these categories of content working out there. Okay. And it's like, it's awesome, because if there's a bunch of people in this niche, you can be like, hey, let's say you're a professional golfer and you love golf, but you'd rather make more money from golf and just focus on golf. Well, listen, I'm going to show you how to create an online education business if you're a golfer. Well, Mike, the other day I seen you were talking about how, you could teach how to fly a plane and use this type of thing. Yeah, you can. And now you have all these niches covered, and you're untouchable. Nobody can come in. You want to come challenge me in the online education business with pilots, huh? Well, that's fine. I'm going to go here to kayakers. Now I'm new again. I'm the big fish in the little pond. That's why you look long and you connect. And when you talk about your thing, you talk about the core principles of what it can do. And no matter what niche you're in, you're still an entrepreneur if you're doing this. You're still a creator. You're an educator. You're an expert. But when you go to do different types of marketing, that's why you remember when I said, write down your 20 passions, your 20 skills. I was also giving you a list of all the different niches you can go play with, and you'll enjoy them. Joe Rogan, he could have a guest on that talks about aliens. The next one, he could have a guest on that talks about UFC. The next one, hunters, politics. He loves all that stuff. That's all in his passion list, right? But he didn't start in a variety like that, right? He started out with, I think, fighters and comedians, I think. If you go way back, I think it was just fighters, actually. His first podcast, he mainly spoke to like MMA guys and stuff like that. And then he slowly, I think, branched into comedy people, because that's where he was. He was a comedian and he was in that fight space. He was, you know, he's before he was even anybody, he was doing like Taekwondo and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So that was like his core places to go. Okay.
Okay.
So
I remember him from News Radio, that old comedy, like way, way back, or what, early 90s, I think. So,
no, I mean, you know, so I want you guys to realize that, and Peter Thiel, I think he wrote the book. I haven't read it yet, but I got the concept of the book. One or something like, or I don't know. It's like something with one. The point he was making is this: competition is for losers. Meaning, if you're competing with somebody, you can lose. So don't compete. Go. The number one rule that I got from martial arts is if you don't want to get hit, don't be there.
Right.
The best defense is just not getting hit. So if you could fight anybody. If they can't hit you, they can't hurt you. So it's like, same thing when we go to do this. Oh man, I was going to go into that, but there's so many people in there. You're customer centric, product centric. Who can your product all help? What can you all use WD-40 for? You know, you squirt that shit on anything. I think you probably brush your teeth with it. Right. So it's like you can use it, that WD-40, they're still around.
Yeah.
So when you think like that, it's going to help you be like, and then that's why it's so important for you to really focus on making that product so core.
Mm.
There's nothing wrong with borrowing ideas. The problem, and it's just something you have to learn, I think, and you go through it. The problem is trying to be yourself and be authentic.
Mm.
And really, the only way that I've found to be able to do that is this: understand the core principles behind what it is that you're doing. Okay? Understand the core mechanics and the core problem that you are solving, and understand how to solve it. Nothing will teach you, or nothing will innovate or iterate you and make you better at solving a problem than you just solving that problem over and over and over and over and over and over and over again for people. Because every time you'll find a little knack in it that you could like remove or whatever. The best thing you could do is create 50 versions of your program. I hope to be building Build Lab, I'm not lying to you, for 10 years from now. And I hope it's on version 150 and we're just crushing it. Right? There's going to be advanced levels to this. I want to do a mastermind where you guys are in the room with me and we're freaking knuckling it and hanging out and, you know, getting her done, and we're figuring out how to grow teams and shit like that. Whatever we want to take it to, if that's the case. The thing that you want to get really good at to be yourself is to understand that every day, if I don't plant a seed, or in other words, make an offer or cast my line or put a seed in the ground, there's no chance of harvest. There's no chance of catching. There's no chance of getting money or food. So today, if you don't have the exact product you're selling yet, you can still be creating content about an area of what it is that you are going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You can still talk about that, and it's like chumming the waters. You're getting the fish kind of close to your area so that when you do have a hook and a piece of bait and an offer, they're just sitting there like, oh shit, you know, and you can catch them. So even if you don't have a full on thing that you're offering right now, every single day that you go along and you're not planting a seed or casting your line, you can't do it again. You can't make up that day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Period. So the four things that we want to do each day is create one long form piece of content. I don't know what to create. Talk about your shit. Talk about what you know and how you're going to help them. And if you don't have an offer or a funnel to send them to, tell them to comment down below or subscribe or like it or get some sort of feedback. Okay. The next thing, take that long form piece of content, email it out to your list. Hey guys, I made this. You should check it out if you want to know what it's talking about. Keep it simple. take that long form piece of content, chop it up, take 3 1-minute pieces out of it that are good, and turn it into vertical video, post it on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and Twitter. Mark my words. I never use Twitter. I still don't really use it. I just know it's a club people hang out at. And there is some funny, good stuff on there. There's some decent shit on there. I'm getting to like it more. I like Elon Musk, and it seems like everything that the fucking guy touches ends up being pretty good. Okay. So I'm just betting on that guy, and they want people to be on there. I can get a verified check mark on there for $10 or whatever it is a month. So I show up and people see that I'm a real person there. I'm in. I bought the same check mark on Twitter or Instagram. It's $14 a month. To me, those are like, well, Bill, if you're going to work on cars, you're going to need a socket set. Okay. So I look at those check marks and that shit like a tool in my belt to play in that bar. Hey, you can hang out at this bar all you want. You pay us $14 a month. We'll put a little sticker on your collar and everybody knows you're a cool dude or a good dude or a real dude. Okay. Fuck it. It's better than not having it. No skin off my back. That's 2 hot dogs in the morning at fucking QT or something. Right. So it's like, I just look at shit like that. Right. I'm like, I want to be, if I'm going to hang out at that club, do they have any perks that I can buy that'll make me cooler in the club by just natural selection? And then I'm going to go in there and stick a piece of content in there. I don't give a shit how many clicks. I don't give a shit how many likes. I don't give a shit about nothing like that. I don't care. I never typically look at it again. I don't get involved in that. I'm just depositing first principles into that place. And I know that if one person out of the billion people on Twitter or whatever, however many there is, if one of them goes, oh shit, that's good. What's this funnel thing? And he gets in my list and buys my shit and stays with me for 5 years, and I change his life, and he brings me 14 other people that, that's all I'm in this for. Like, I used to be real driven on the other thing. It's really hard for me, to be quite honest with you, to be just only charging $97 a month or $597 a year. I'll be quite honest with you. Like, because I know right now I can put together a call funnel, and I can get out the old ad machine and I can drive ads to a funnel, and I can schedule appointments, and I can sell $5,800 or $9,800 packages all day long. I just talk to people where $97 to one person is like $9,800 to the next person. And I just get bigger chunks. But there's a lot of sacrifices in that I don't personally want long-term. Okay. I value time the most. I like the system that I have. I like recurring, and I like having people just sign up without me having to talk to them. And I like the way this is. I like it. Okay. So, and then as things go and I get more of a grip on this in a certain way, like a couple thousand members, active members, give or take, then I want to do the in-person mastermind. I'll add more of an affiliate program. When somebody can get into Build Lab and in, less than 90 days, they are doing a strong recurring, or at least a consistent recurring, then I'll turn it into, I'll have an affiliate option where as long as the person's paying, you'll get 50% of whoever you referred to it. That's pretty cool. I make a bunch of money from ClickFunnels because of that. Still to this day, from like people that signed up years and years ago with it that went through my referral link. Okay. I make money off of System.io. I make money off of Active Campaign, like decent money, like more than most people make at a job. You'll be able to make that money off of Build Lab. Why not? Why wouldn't you? And you continue to get that, because then it's nice for you, because now you've got another referral. You got another little stream trickling in that's a couple thousand a month.
Right.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, now for you being a part of Build Lab and using it, like I still pay ClickFunnels. I don't use ClickFunnels at all, zero, but I pay them $297 a month still. Why? Because they're sending me several thousand a month because I'm an affiliate. So it's like, that's how Build Lab will turn out. And that's when it starts to super scale. Right. and you can do hopefully you do the exact same thing. Hopefully you set it up just like that because it's working. I make 2, 3, 4 sales a day. Some days I don't make any. But every sale, I assume, are going to stay for at least, I don't know, 3 to 6 months. Maybe for a long time, year, couple years. I don't know. I just assume every person that joins Build Lab is probably worth around $1,000. That's just what I'm assuming. I don't know. We'll find out in a couple years.
Yeah.
Like what the true number is.
Yeah.
But based off all my previous stuff, you know, I think that that's where it's going to be. And so I'm just basing it off of that. Every time I get a customer, I'm like, cool, there's an extra 1,000 a year. And then I like this model because I get incentivized to make something good.
Oh yeah.
And I love that. You know, and eventually, you know, I have this like weird pipe dream, like trickling back here in my brain somewhere or something. I want to maybe build a software at some point. I won't, but I'll have the idea behind it and have a team and that kind of thing. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not too crazy worried about it, but you know, that'd be cool. You know, I really like the like humanoid robot thing that's going to be coming. I just want to see that shit, man. I want to go to the gas station. There's like a goddamn robot beside me filling up his car. I want to be like, dude, this is hell yeah. Like if I see that before I die, I will die so happy. There's 2 things I want to see. I want to see robots that look like humans walking around, and I want to go to space. Those are the only like 2 core deep bucket list things that I have. Like, I just want to see the Earth out here like this. And I want to see like a humanoid looking robot walking around. Even though I know it's going to F everything up. It's going to be Terminator at some point. Skynet. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, do you guys see that? Like, it seems like that's what it's going to be. It's like, there's like 3 companies out there building like humanoid robots. You know, you got Tesla. And I think it's great because sometimes at McDonald's, I want to pull the guy through the window and be like, if you don't like your job, then fucking quit, you know? But then there's like, if there's a robot that's just like, hey, bro, what's going on, man? I'm like, you're ugly. And it's like, hey, man, I hope you have a great day. Here's your Happy Meal. You know, it's like, shit, this is better, right? It doesn't, you know, so I think, and then if they're building stuff in the factories, shit gets done better. People don't have to do these crazy ass jobs. But anyway, I just like the whole robot thing. But I think down the road, you know, Boston Dynamics, when you see that big ass robot doing backflips and dancing and shit, you're like, man, strap some AI on this thing. And I'm scared to death. It's like, oh, give it a gun, you know? So I don't know. That shit's all crazy, but I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry. So anyway, I just, you know, I want to like, I want you guys to just see the simplicity in all of it is solve a problem, go out there and talk about, plant your seeds and cast. That's all you got to do. It's really simple. And listen, it's a game of this. The more you post, whether you like this shit or not, people are like, oh, get off the content, you know, wheel, like get off the hamster wheel of content. I'm like, dude, would you rather walk around a pond with a selfie stick in your phone by yourself while you're fishing, help somebody with some content? Or do you want to put on that goofy ass outfit that you got to do, go pump some gas into your car, drive in traffic with a bunch of other people that hate their job and life because they're driving in traffic and they're looking at their phones and it's just like a crapshoot if you're going to die or not. Like, it is so crazy. Every morning I see a crash and I'm like, they were looking at their phone. You can just tell by the accident. They just was not looking at the road. And then like, I'm like, would you rather go do that every day, not be able to hang out with who you really want to hang out with, make shit money, build somebody else's dream until they're done with you or replace you, or just take that same damn fun energy that you have and go solve a problem? And with the education online business, you don't have to have manufacturing machines and warehouses and shipping labels and all that shit. You just make something sick, man. Like, just be, you know, you don't need much to replace a common job. what is like 3 or 4 grand a month is like the common, what is it? 60 grand a year or something, isn't it? I think it's like something like that. That's like I think which is I thought it was less. That's actually decent. You know, I think
That's
it's like,
decent.
I think it's like 60,000 a year, isn't it? Or something? The average in the United States?
Sometimes a little bit less. That could be a dual income.
Yeah, it could be. So anyway, you know, I just, you know, I think you guys are going to crush it, but it's the core thing is just understand your product, understand all the levels of it individually as a whole. Every time you do something online, this is important. This is the old Dan Kennedy thing, and it just makes sense more and more as you go. If you are putting something out there, email, anything from you as the business, okay? If you are putting something out there onto social media or emails or anything, and it does not make an offer, what are you doing? That's like going fishing and cutting the hook off of your fishing lure. Like, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? I mean, it's like, you know, so it's like everything that you create, it better make some sort of offer. Otherwise, why are you doing it? Yeah, but what if they unsubscribe? I'm emailing them too much. Then they're not going to buy from you anyway. That's not your job is like, that's like having a farm and you're over there like out in the middle of the field, just scooping dirt and throwing it over here. It's literally like that's what you'd be doing. So everything that you're doing, it's your farm. It's your thing. Like, why are you doing that, man? Well, you know, it's like they're better. It's got to have something. So every day, like you're posting something. And again, here's our 4th thing, long form piece of content, at least 3 pieces of short form content. It's so freaking easy. I don't know what to create. I don't care. Just create something. Think of a problem you're going to solve and just create it, suck at it, and put it out there. Who gives a shit what anybody says?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't like your face. Okay. I don't like what you said. Okay.
Okay.
You're not my customer.
Yeah.
Mike, did you say something to the effect that either there was AI or you knew of a software or a website that would help you take like your long form and break it down into those short forms? I thought you mentioned one day in the training or one day on the...
And I who gave it to me was Ricardo, and I played with it and I wasn't happy with it at all. Like it was it was pretty sloppy. It just needs time. That shit'll be really good at some point.
Well, what about, so then while we were talking about this, based on your daily gravity yesterday, where you said, here, summarize this with the URL. Mm-hmm. And I was figuring maybe we could do it that way. You know, you take your own URL from your YouTube video and ask ChatGPT. It's like, hey, you're a short form content creator. Find the 3 spots in this URL that you could create 45-second TikToks for, or something like that.
Yeah. That's, you know, that can be done. I think it doesn't watch the video in that frame yet. I think you'd have to take the transcript, copy and paste it into chat and then do that. But here, I want you, it's like this, right? Like if you were on my pilot squadron and we were all fighter pilots, if you didn't know how to fly that jet without electronics, you ain't on my team. So that's why I say when I was giving the example of the watch exploded and all the little pieces, you'll have endless amounts of content if you understand what each one of those pieces are, because then you can just be like, all right, creating something about this today. What does this do? The problem this solves. Okay, cool. I'm going to create 3 ideas. That's when you go to ChatGPT and you're like, you know, this thing right here, here's what it does. Act like you're this, that, and the other thing, and give me 5 TikTok ideas. And even then, I still don't like it. Yet, I'm sure, you know, people are like, fuck the calculator. If you could, you know, but I know that's literally what I'm saying right now. But what I'm trying to get at is like, it's like a tool you can use it with. It gets you there faster, right? But I feel like if you're creating a product and you're going to do this thing right and actually last, then you really just need to understand the problems that are out there and always lean into those. So like, I guess like and I'll create this thing, like I need to write this down. So the filtering mechanism I would first ask myself if I'm going to go create a piece of content would be this. Okay. I'm going to do this. I'm going to create this little thing here. I'm going to clear this. If you guys want this, screenshot it now. Otherwise it'll be in the replay. Going once, going twice.
Hold on.
Got it.
Got it. Good. Everybody clear. All right.
Take notes, man.
Yeah. So it's like these filters that we're going to put it through, right? When we go to create a piece of content, we're going to have these like layers of filters so we can create awesome content. I would say the first one is, let's see. We already know who our person is, right? So knowing the person, it's like the first layer would be, so you've got like awareness, you've got engagement, and then you've got like conversion, right? So up here, they don't even know that they have a problem and they don't know that you exist. Here, they know the problem, they know that you exist, but they don't have enough education to make a converting decision. And then down here in the converting part, they know why you exist, they know the product, and now they know, that they should buy it, but now they're doing like a comparison, and you got to help them. Like, why would you buy the Rolex versus the Panamera? It's like they've got the money, everything. They're going to buy a watch. You just need to now like help them determine why they would spend this money here instead of here or whatever. Right. So there's that. That's just one filter. Which layer are you going to talk to? The next thing I would say is, what problem do you want to focus on? So the problem that you solve as a whole, right? So it's like, as a whole, you help them either with money, health, or love, right? Those are the big three. So whichever one you are, if I'm doing the money, that's the ultimate thing that we're helping them with. In the form of the way I help them get the money problem solved is start an online education business and sell a membership program or a course. Okay. So that, I know that. Okay. Check. That's where I'm at. Now, out of those pieces and parts, like the watch, it's like, well, what am I, if I'm going to create a piece of content today, I'm going to talk about, and this is where it's so important to have your 9 things here, because if you don't, you're going to spend too much time like, if you know your 9 steps, it's like, out of these 9 steps, which of these 9 steps is the shiniest object? Out of mine, it's really, really simple. The landing page shit, like the funnel, you got a funnel hacker shirt on. That's how hopping that thing is. So I've got the funnel. That's a happy spot. The content marketing thing, the email thing, the sales video thing, the product creation thing. So I can pick one of those. I'll be like, let's go with like the product thing. Okay. So I want to talk about that today. I'll talk about that 1 million different times in different ways. But today I'm feeling product-y. Okay. Maybe tomorrow I'll feel a little funnel-y, So I picked the product and I'm like, okay, what part of this product part can I help them with? If I teach them the whole entire thing, could do that. Okay. But maybe I'm like, I'm going to talk to somebody at this awareness level. Okay. So awareness level, product, what could I say? Well, what's the problem? They don't have a product probably, or they don't know that they could have a product. Okay. So today's 3 TikToks, today's 3 to 5 TikToks or long form video, I'm going to pretend that the person I'm talking to is somebody that is not aware that this stuff exists. Okay. And they've thought about maybe having a business, or, they know that it exists out there, but they're like, I don't know what I would sell. Okay. So now I'm coming into it going, okay, today I'm talking about the product. I'm talking to somebody at the awareness level. They may or may not even know that something like this exists. and I'm going to create a less than 15-minute video that basically is just talking to this person. That is it. Okay. And then what is my call to action going to be? Well, for me, it's real simple. One funnel, right? So I'm just going to send them over to makeonce.com. That's the funnel. And so that's why when you go to create your video, your VSL video, right? You want to make sure that no matter which level comes in, awareness, engagement, or conversion, somewhere in that video, it will check the boxes for these people. Because if you're checking the box for this person in your VSL, this person's going to be like, what is he talking? I don't even understand that. But they're going to go, but I see that that's important. Like, it'll help them feel better about it. Even though they don't understand it, they'll still be like, yeah, okay, all right, I'm just not there yet. But, if they're really interested in it, again, always remember this, we're never trying to convince anybody of anything. We're never convincing, because if you got to convince them to buy it, you're going to have to convince them to keep it. If you have to convince them to buy it and to keep it, you're going to have to convince them to show up. And if they don't get the result from your product, you'll die. So you're never trying to convince. You're attracting, not hunting. Okay. You're fishing. I think fishing is probably the all around, all out best analogy for business. I really do. So it's like we're attracting them to us. Okay. So that's how this is the filter, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to talk about the product part of my 9 pillars, and I'm going to talk at the awareness level. And then I'm going to I'm going to send them to I'm always sending them to my VSL, my funnel, so I can turn them into a lead. That's the ultimate goal. Because once I got them in there, boy, we can do whatever. Okay. And then I'm going to pretend that I'm going to be talking to that person that is like maybe wanting to do it, but they've never thought about it, or they don't know how to think about it. And then I'm going to create 1 long form from that. And I'm going to create 3 at minimum, but hopefully more, 5 short forms. And then even when you go live that day, okay, I promise you this combination of things each day, I know it's a lot of hard work, so be careful and get some leather gloves, okay, in a water bottle. And then if you can go live that day, that's what you're talking about, okay, for that day. At 1 to 2 hours, if you can muster it. And then if you can breathe for that long, and then email that out to your list, the long form, or hell, you can even email these short forms if you want. Maybe you get them over to your Instagram that way or something. You don't know what club they like hanging out in the most. So you kind of want to have, it's pretty simple to do that. And then as you grow, maybe you hire somebody to just do this shit, right? Everything can be. Are you
familiar with repurpose.io, Mike?
Yeah.
Have you heard about that?
Yep.
I've been using that for a little while, and that seems to be, although I ran into some glitches here and there, and because if you go over a minute, then you have some issues with it automatically repopulating and stuff like that. But I have a tech question here as far as system.io specifically.
Okay.
Rather than having like that really long, like your domain / free training, is there a way to remove that subdomain and still have them show up on that page? Like just your domain, rather than
like me, makeonce.com.
Yeah, like yours is make once, but it automatically takes you to free training. For when I set mine up, for whatever reason, it defaulted to free training as like the domain that it sent them to. So
the thing that I thought about was, I was like, I'm just going to make the domain makeonce.com. That's just going to be the landing page of my funnel. And so that's it. That's all I've got.
Okay.
I don't even have a website.
Right. But I guess what it did, because of how it tells you at the top, whenever you're kind of previewing changes you've made and stuff like that, it says, don't use this URL or whatever. But it's giving me free training. And when I tried to use just my domain, it wasn't landing on my landing page. That's
Go
what I
go
found.
it. Yeah, go. Can you share your
And
screen?
you have to make it your homepage. If you don't have
Yeah.
your landing page as your homepage, then it will always
That's-
land on your homepage.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, here, share your screen. I think you should be able to.
Yeah, let me do that real quick.
But yeah, what Tron said is right. What time is it there, Tron?
It's 7, 10, 20 past 7
Morning?
p.m. afternoon. So the Monday call is late.
Super late. Yeah.
Sorry for being late today, by the way.
Oh, dude, you're cool.
All right, let's see here.
I have a question afterwards, but we can take
Yeah.
back first.
All right, where am I here? All right. You guys see it now?
Yeah, it's doing something. Okay, there we go.
All right, yeah. So, yeah, my opt-in is showing up as my domain, setitandforgetit.co /
remove that.
training.
Remove the free training.
Just remove it?
Yeah, remove it and then just hit save.
Okay.
Nope. The green button.
Okay.
Hit save first.
This one.
Yeah.
Save funnel step. Okay.
Okay.
There.
Now don't use any of those. Just go hardcore to the browser and just type in set it and forget it.
Okay. It's my little Ron Popeil.
Hey.
That's why I thought it would be, even though it's a little bit more of a mouthful.
Dude,
People
it'll work.
Butcher my thing. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that did it. All right, cool. So I'll change it back on TikTok and get rid of the free training part. But
Oh, I like it, man.
yeah,
I
that's
like
going
this.
to look.
Dude, this looks
is
good.
going to-
I
Thank
like
you.
I like this shit, man.
Thank you.
Dude, this is perfect.
It looks very similar to somebody else's that I looked at, but you know, whatever.
I mean, my Nikes look pretty damn close to my, other shoes.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about that. This is perfect, dude.
I have I bought domain setup once.
set up once. There you
Set
go.
up once. There you go.
Good
Yeah,
job.
you got set up once. He's got make once. I got
It's
set
like
it.
it's like stealing.
I don't give a shit, man. Because it's all
set up once, but I
people
I
that
asked
like
before I did it.
Yeah, no,
It's
I don't care.
Like that old Picasso, that old Picasso saying, master steal or whatever, geniuses steal, something like that.
It is steal like an artist. Yeah, it's amateurs borrow.
Amateurs borrow, experts steal
or something. Yeah. But no, this is perfect though. Cause see, when I see that right away, like when I see your picture there, I'm like, real dude, video. Yeah. And then I'm like, he's gonna show me something, a path here. I see there's a way out.
Right.
And that
awesome.
alone, right? I love this, man. I love this shit. This is perfect. Now it is going crazy with freaking driving people to this fucker. Yeah. Okay. So this down in the bottom right-hand corner where it says powered by system.
Yes.
If you go back to system.io, unless you want it on there.
No. I know what you're saying. Yeah. I just forgot to do that because I used to get rid of it at ClickFunnels all the time.
Yeah. So go to edit on that little thing right there, the little magic wand.
Yeah.
Go to settings now at top left.
We're in central Pennsylvania. Our Wi-Fi isn't that great. So give me a break here.
No worries. I live in Kansas.
Does it use the noise, the noise?
Yeah.
No, not quite that. Not quite that.
Yeah. So go to settings top left.
Oh, settings top left there. Yeah.
That shit used to get me going though when I'd hear that when I was little. I was like, hell yeah, we're logging in, baby. All right, go down. All the way to the bottom, I think.
All right.
Yeah, right there. See that little check mark, display affiliate badge?
Oh, yeah. Wait.
Why isn't it not? Oh, are you on a different, what plan do you have?
Oh, I think I'm on the freebie there. I think I'm paying for active, but I hadn't paid for system yet.
No. Yep, there you go. I think it's $27 a month.
Okay. All right. I put my course curriculum together just in Teachable because I wasn't ready and I was just trying to set the thing up, and I've got a free Teachable, but because I mean, I'm just like everybody else who's doing this for the first time. It's like, oh shit, $99 a month. And I understand in the long run, it's nothing. But when you don't have anybody who's ready to do it yet, and
brother,
full
I get it.
here, you know what I'm saying?
No, I got you. But like, here's what I'm trying to say. Like, as soon as you can,
Oh, for sure. No, I have
go
no
to
problem.
Skool, because dude, it is the bee's
Yeah, I
knees.
really like Skool.
And
it
it's
really
brand new, man. I mean, like, you're seeing, I mean, it's 5 years old in the creation of it, but it's
Right.
like brand new because it just was. I mean, this Sam is the shit, man. Like, that guy,
Yeah.
that product, he'll sell for hundreds of millions of dollars if he ever does sell it. But he just knows this game. Like, he knows the game and he's building it accordingly. So eventually get there. But yeah, you can do everything that you need to do. Listen, man, if it came down to it, if I was completely ripped naked of everything, I would be no money, no list, no nothing. I would get a fucking Google Drive account and I'd put my shit in Google Drive. And if you paid me, I'd give you access to that Google Drive folder. Like, and then I'd take the money from that and I'd start just chanking up again. Right.
Yeah.
I will tell you guys one thing, because I have been up and crashed, been up and crashed, been up and crashed so many times, or changed my mind. I don't want to do this. I've made every single mistake that you're not supposed to make, even making mistakes after I knew it was a mistake. I'm real special. But the thing is like, once you know this shit, once you know how to attract, convert, and deliver, you can always get back to where you need to go. Timing of getting back to where there might be a little longer or shorter, just depending. Sometimes I've started stuff and I went out with the right thing and it was like instant, like, wow, holy shit. I got $100,000. Like, it's fucking and then it's other times it's like, God damn it. It's been like 6 months and this shit is like puttering along. So and you typically know the answer. I know the answer. Like, I know right now, if like somebody stole my family and gave me a ransom letter and they're like, you got 90 days to get us, $250,000. First thing I would do is I'd have a product that's $250,000. That's the first thing I would do. I'm like, I'll come to your house. I'll pet your dog. I'll fucking rub your feet. I'll build your landing page. I'm like, what could I try? I'll wash your car, I'll paint your house, and teach you the funnel shit. Like, you get a funnel and everything, but then I'll rub your wife's shoulders, whatever it takes. Right. I would offer it, because then hopefully maybe one guy, some crazy like coke head's like, oh shit, yeah, that'd be cool, man. So there's that. And the second thing is like, I'd have a product that's $125,000. Then I'd just keep, if I broke it into 4, and I would just have levels of product. And because it's so funny. And I heard one of Grant Cardone's guys, that little guy that his buddy, or his like, right-hand man, that one blonde guy or whatever. I'm always like wiggling when I say it. He goes, we never sold $100,000 product till we offered one. And I'm like, I mean, and listen, $100,000 to some people ain't shit. Literally. Like, it's like, oh, so you can go that way. And ultimately at the core of what you're doing, like, if you're like, I'll be honest with you, if you are flat ass broke, or what we would say, man, I'm broke. You're paying your bills. It's kind of a shitty thing. It's kind of tough still, but you're like, there ain't no thinking about a shirt or a watch or some shit, you're just like, you're tight. If you're there and you're really like, and you're on a time crunch, right? Or time crunch can mean two things: either crunch because you got to make it, or else, or crunch like, I'm sick and tired of this shit. One of the two, or maybe sometimes you're saying both of those things anyway. But if you're in that situation, okay, truth be told, this is what I would tell you to do. The product that you're going to create, nothing changes. I will tell you right now, this is the product to create. Okay. a 9-pillar, 27 module program, a private community. And if you're broke, it's a Facebook group. Okay. Some kind of, you need them all in one place together that it's private. So just a private Facebook group. You've got your program. Okay. You can build it in system.io. You get, I think, dude, for $27, I think you get that.
Okay.
You might just go look at the packages. I know they have it. I don't know what level it kicks in at, but I think for
What?
20,
The
system,
community?
no. The where you can put a course on system.io.
Oh, I do it for free. It's zero.
Yeah.
It's free.
So there you go. You can put your
Oh,
course.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. Cool.
So
all right. I wasn't aware of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a like eliminate a variable,
Mhm.
you know, and then, okay. So there's that, right? So you got to have a community, you got to have a course, and then you're going to do 2 calls a week. Just do them
Right.
on Monday and Thursday, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, depending on your times, period.
Mhm.
Okay. So that's that. You can sell that product. You can sell that product at bare minimum. You can sell it for $3,000, one-time investment. You tell them it's $7,000, but if they get started today, it's $3,000. Okay. And that's just how you do that. You always crank it up $4,000. And then here's what you're going to do. You're not going to sell it. It's a one-off. Okay. You're going to sell a one-off and you're going to get on a call with them. And I'll be giving you guys this script. It is bulletproof. It has saved my ass, this script. Like, what the fuck are we going to do? Rent's due. It's $5,000. Holy shit. It's like, you do everything you can to get people on the call and you'll knock out 6 out of 10 people with this script. They'll pay you right then and there the money on, okay? And you want to schedule a call. You need to charge at minimum like $3,000. At maximum, I'd say like $5,800, like $3,800. There's something about $5,800. I don't know what it is, but it's a very special price point. So I would sell something, I'd say it's $9,800. But listen, if you get started today, you know, we found that most of our clients, the ones that take action now, we have the best results with, they're the right type of people for us. And so for that very reason, we have an incentive-based pricing where if you get started with me on the call today, instead of $9,800, it's just a one-time investment of $5,800, and then you're in for life. And then you just shut up and you do not talk. Okay. I'll teach you guys the script. It's a very simple script. There's like 6 main components to it. And then you're just asking questions anyway. And I'll teach you that. But if you need money yesterday, the best thing to do is to sell higher ticket, like $3,000 and up. And what you sell anyway, you can easily do for high ticket, because you're selling, like, you're teaching them how to get sales. If they get 1 sale, what's the typical person make off of 1 sale with you? Like the typical customer that you would have, if they get a customer.
Well, I mean, originally I was doing this, you know, high ticket home service thing, but then the more you talked about the community thing, I was like, well, it seems to me that would be because most of the people that I've attracted so far are not even necessarily home service people, but they're the type of people that I think might go for the, you know, like $67 a month is what I was going to do, or $497, you know, a year. And
Yeah,
know,
always have like a deal if they pay up bigger in the front.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you have to also understand a few things here. Like, that is ultimate. You want a recurring revenue style type thing like that. And ultimately, you know, and listen, I'm telling you these price points, like, I'm doing it this way for a reason. Like, I've been here, fuck the 67, just charge $97 a month or $597 a year. You could honestly sell it for like $797 instead of, because it's still a cheaper deal, right?
Mhm.
But $97 a month or $597 a year. That's it. Okay. And then, I mean, literally copy me to a T in terms of like my principles of how I'm operating, you know, everything else. Change the name, change the words, whatever, but make sure it's doing that thing that mine's doing. That's the core thing, right? You can have purple tires, just make sure they do the same thing as the black ones, right?
Yeah.
So
and I did
just
that already.
one question.
Basically, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
no,
ahead,
it's
Tron.
just that because I'm in that situation, I'm broke, but at the same time, I've been studying affiliate marketing and sales for the last 5 years, and but I haven't sold anything. I have nothing to show for. So basically, what I'm saying is, I understand that you consider because you're good at talking. You got your histories. It's awesome listening, and I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna justify 97 a month, and I struggle with hooks and messages because I struggle with reading. I have dyslexia. I just really struggle with that part of it.
On average,
That's
the
basically
world's
why I have a domain that looks like yours, because it's easy to just go out from what you're saying and I can twist it a little bit. That's just how my brain works. I don't know. So I'm just curious how I should do it, because I want to get good at writing and hooking people and telling people, and I know I can help people because I know this stuff. I know how to build funnels and things like that. But at the same time I struggle with the messaging. So
if the when I hear a person tell me that they struggle with messaging, by the way, most of the world's billionaires are dyslexic. Just so you know.
yeah.
Dyslexia is a weird thing. You can see both sides at the same time simultaneously. Like it's really interesting. Sometimes I wish I had it. No.
Yeah.
So anyway, anything will help. No. The thing is like when I hear there's a messaging struggle, what I really am hearing, and in the past I was just like, well, you need to read copywriting books. No,
Yeah, I did.
yeah. And it's still like, the reason why is because you have to figure out who you're talking to and what you're selling. Until you know the problem you're solving, why you're solving it, who you're solving it for,
Yeah, I know.
and the components, you'll never be because where do you pull from?
Yeah, that's my issue, because I haven't.
Because
I
everything that you told me, and hear me out on this, okay? My girlfriend is a messaging master. Like since the day I met, she's got the dyslexia shit too, but she's just amazing with people. Like I envy that in so many ways. Like she can just do shit like that. But she's also rubbed off on me a little bit, thank God. I've always had the jabberbox bullshit, but it just wasn't, it was a hot air, you know? So the thing is like, most of it still is. The thing is like, what I learned was you have to realize that all of what you're doing, every bit of what you're talking about, everything has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, no.
So when you say, well, I'm not good at messaging, it does that, or I'm this, or I'm that, or because I don't have this backstory, it's not about that. It's about them. So what
no, it's just that because you're talking about building a community and I'm going to be the expert, right? So that's basically because my concern is, because I haven't done this before, is that if I build a community, then I have to sit with at least some of the answers. I know the community will give some of the answers for me, but at the same time, I love to be an affiliate and teach affiliate marketing, and a lot of people are doing it. But what I want to separate is the way you're doing it, because I want to build a community and I'll help them be live. But the biggest struggle in affiliate marketing, that's two things. It's the marketing, the getting to traffic to the product, and then getting the right product, right? And if I haven't done it myself, how can I then teach it to others? So should I
you got a couple options.
do it for 2-3 years myself and then do what you do, or should I just throw myself at it?
The way I think about your situation, because I've been in that situation. Number one, you just have to not worry about who's already amazing at it, who's already good at it, who's already doing it. None of that shit matters at all. Zero. I don't give a shit if there's 50 million badass affiliate marketing coaches, teachers. Who gives a shit? We don't care.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's forever forget about that shit. Okay. The next thing is this. You know more about affiliate marketing than somebody that doesn't even know what affiliate marketing is, but they don't even know that they want affiliate marketing, but they do, but they don't know what it's called yet. So you might be helping that person that is like, I hate my job. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. And they've never heard of affiliate marketing before. you can at least get them to a place where they're very educated about affiliate marketing, to a place where they can be taking those first steps and actions. Now, one of the best things that you can do is just go help somebody for free. Take a complete noob, find them out. And literally what you do when you're doing content is you say, hey guys, I'm opening up for 5 people. It's there's 0 strings attached here. I'm not going to charge you anything at all. But I want to take 5 people that want to be good at affiliate marketing, and I want to for free help you for free. All I ask for in return is just a clean testimonial, a video testimonial. Okay. You being in a community and being able to build a community, you can do it right now, who you are, right? Sam Ovens, the guy that, like, my mentor, the guy that kind of got me going here, when he's on these calls, he would have slapped me and told me to shut up and be gone. Because when he's on these, he's like this. What's your question? And somebody's like, I had this. He goes, did you do this? No. Next question. Like, he's robotic. He's dry. Like, I know people that are like, I can't even take it. He's just so dry. Like, and he's so like monotone, and like, you know, he's gotten better since he had a kid, but that's just him. Right? Me, you guys are like, would you shut the fuck up for 5 minutes? I got a question. So I'm the complete opposite. But like, okay. So the point I'm getting at is, it doesn't matter who you are, because you're only going to attract who you are. You're people that don't like the way your style is or the way you talk or whatever, they ain't coming. But the people that do, they're coming. But you have to be out there for them to know that they like you. And so here's the big thing that is going to hold, like, you can just teach people about affiliate marketing. You can start a group right now saying, hey, if you're into affiliate marketing, every day I do a daily gravity, whatever you want to call it. Okay. You can call it whatever you want, but you need something that you are going to publicly say to people, I'm creating one of these every day. And because the moment you don't, they're going to be like, yeah, this guy's undisciplined. This guy ain't doing it. And the pressure's on, right? You need something like that, because it's going to make you better at communicating. It's going to make you better at talking to a mic and a camera, which so far, dude, you're fine. You can sit right there in that room that you're at, and you can sit there and be like, I'm going to help people understand affiliate marketing. As you do that, or as you work with somebody, or just do it yourself, literally, like, you start doing affiliate marketing yourself, like, and then document it. And then as you're doing it, what you're doing that day that you did, document that. And that's your piece of content that day.
Yeah.
You need to do 100 videos about affiliate marketing, and just put them out there and say, guys, this is what I learned today about affiliate marketing.
Yeah, I thought about it because I saw that you had an affiliate program, and
Yeah.
And you paid 40%, I think, and I thought I should make my program and sell it for 47. So I thought, why not just do what Mike does and then promote his stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you'll be able to do that.
At least in the beginning, it's like, and then when I know it and I've done it,
you'll be able, you can do that. But here's what I would do. You can do any of those. Those are all options, right?
Yeah.
But what I would do is, don't worry about the 97 being, you're like, well, what am I going to charge for that?
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Just charge it. And that's what it is. When you start out, you can't worry about pricing and stuff like that. All I would tell you to do is just match my pricing, your product, set up Stripe, get it connected, put your bank account, connect your bank account to it. Okay. Get Stripe so that you can use Stripe. Just go through the motions and get it set up. Connect Stripe to system.io. Okay. We're going to put an order page together. I'll give you mine. You can just copy it, change the whatever, and charge $97 and $597 a year. Okay. That's it. Then you're going to have the product that I would think that you need to do is like, it's a beginner's affiliate marketing course. Okay. And what you can do, if you've never done it yourself, there's an option where you can do this. And I don't know how the logistics of this is going to go, but you could say, you could do the old think and grow rich model. You can be Napoleon Hill, and you can be the guy that's interested in affiliate marketing, and you could go interview affiliate marketers, and that's your program. Hey guys, in this program, every month, my goal is to go out there, and every month I'm going to add a new micro training program to this affiliate marketing mastery, whatever thing you call it. Okay. Every month I'm going to interview a new affiliate marketer out there, and I'm going to put all their tips, tricks, and advice in here. And then every month you could put a new little class. You know how I got in the classroom, there's like Build Lab and all that shit. You could make a new one of those. Like I made one for Daily Gravity. Each one, you could put a new one in there, and it could be the face of that guy. They don't got to be the best. They don't got to be the best. They just got to be able to, they just got to do it. Because you're not, the people that are good at this shit already, they ain't coming to you. You'll get them later.
Yeah.
You're getting the guy that's like affiliate market. How do you spell that? What is it now? Come again. That's the person you're helping. There's more of those people than any.
And the way you do marketing with any product, you would do it the way you're teaching here, right?
100%.
So one long form. Yeah. The 4 things, right?
Yeah, because I got to be on YouTube. It's the second largest search engine on the planet, and it's video based, which is everything. So I got to have some, and if it's at least 15 minutes, that's a transcription of 15 minutes of me talking about this industry and topic that's being stuck into the matrix, so that anybody that's out there like looking for shit, there's a possibility.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to create a message that I can send to my email list, because they're all in there going, what? Okay, what's next now? What? And the more, even if my shit sucks, the more that I tell stories and share who I am and talk to them and all that stuff, the more they're like, I like this guy. You know, I don't know if he's fucking good or not, but you know, I like him. So, you know, and then I, then hopefully when they get in there, they're like, all right, yeah, he talks too much, but he's a good guy. It's help, you know? So, but the thing is you are going to position it like that. And you can just say, hey, every month. And then with the affiliate marketer that you interview, because they'll feel good. They'll be like, oh, hey. You're not going to find the best affiliate marketers. You're just going to find the good ones that are like trying to make it. And you can tell them, hey, anybody that joins this program, okay, through your link or whatever, you give them an affiliate link or whatever. I wouldn't even do it that way. I just pay them out. Like, you know, I'll you know, hey, can I if I give you $100, can I interview you? And you give me all your tips and tricks about affiliate marketing? You'd be surprised how many would be like, really?
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, I just need a couple hours. I just want to ask you like 5 to 10 questions or something. Okay. And let's say that you put 10 of them back there. That's $1,000, or it's $100 at a time. Okay. Shit, have a garage sale and you'd have the money for your whole course, you know? So it's like, I mean, that's the shit you can do, or you can borrow it, or you can just literally, you could ask them, hey, can I just interview you? You'd be surprised, man. Be like, I'm putting together a course and I need some really powerful affiliate marketing content in there. I noticed that you're an affiliate marketer. I see that you got 500 followers on Instagram, you know, like whatever, wherever they're at, you're going to be going for those people, right? And be like, I would love to just interview you for my podcast.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
And that's the work you got to do. Okay. That's the work you got to do. You're going to get them on Zoom just like we are right now. And you're going to record the Zoom. And then you're going to ask questions. And then now you've got something to pry with on social media. You can be like, hey guys, I'm getting ready to interview an affiliate marketer that he's good. He's newer in the game, but he's got some really great tips. What are 3 questions you'd like me to ask him? You can do that on TikTok. You could put that on all the platforms. Like, hey guys, in this TikTok, I just wanted to let you guys know, if you're into affiliate marketing, you're going to love what I'm about to do. Okay. I'm going to ask this guy these questions. Then you can take all those podcasts that you do. Okay. Maybe your job is to interview one podcast or do, and I know this could be difficult. I don't know what your schedule is, but you could really, if you're really ready to like hammer down, pedal to the metal and you want to work hard and sweat it out and get her done, which is what I really tell you to do, because it works that way. A little 90-day sprint. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
go crazy. Okay.
I just have some health issues. That's what's stopping me sometimes. But I'm good to go.
So what I would
simply-
do is my goal then for you, if I was in your situation going with this plan, is I would be like, all right, every day I'm going to be posting about affiliate marketing tips and tricks, and just give away the tip. Just give away the answer. Just make it so that when they watch that 1-minute TikTok, they're like, damn, that was a good ass tip. Because you're going to grow in just affiliate marketing every day. You could be like, ChatGPT, what are 3 TikToks I could do about affiliate marketing that's less than a minute? Boom. Just do those. Right now, you're going to the call to action in your TikToks or whatever is, guys, I'm building a program for affiliate marketing that teaches you how to do affiliate marketing. And what I'm doing is I'm going out and I'm interviewing people that are good at affiliate marketing. And so what I need you to do is down in the comments, what are 3 questions you would like to ask somebody that's good at affiliate marketing? Okay. You take those questions and start creating your own little smorgasbord of questions that you can ask, right? If you do that all the time, you'd probably have hundreds of questions that you can ask. Start summarizing them into, good questions, or tell ChatGPT, if you were an interviewer and you were trying to do this and that and the other thing, what would you ask somebody about this and that, right? So that's how you could use ChatGPT to come up with questions to ask. And then you could say like, if I was creating a podcast about affiliate marketing and I was getting ready to interview somebody that was in affiliate marketing, how would you frame it out, and what questions would you ask in what order? All right. And what should I wear that day? Whatever. So anyway, you're going to get on Zoom, record the call, ask the questions sitting right where you are. And then here's what you're going to tell them. The person that you're interviewing, saying, I'm going to be building up a community. This is a 5-year goal of mine. I want to build up a huge community of over 1,000 paid members. Your program is going to be in there. And so when I interview you, make sure you tell me in here where people can go learn more about you, because as I build that up, you're going to get more and more people over to your products and all that stuff. And just remember, that's okay, because they had to pay you to get access to that. So they already paid you. You got your money, but then he's going to get some royalty off of that too. And there's tons of people like that. You guys all right now, if I asked, hey, can I interview you and ask you 20 questions? I'm going to put you inside of my course that I'm going to be building for the next 20 years, and make sure you tell them what your website is. All of you guys would probably do it, right?
Yeah.
Because there's an anticipation or an assumption that if plan been followed, I'm going to get royalty from this. You'll have some sort of credibility from this. You get that anyway. These things right now get watched by others, and by you being on here. I had a guy, you probably remember this, Bill, of Fabio Leopoldo. I had him on a lot of my stuff, and he was just like, the guy hammered on me. But man, he was getting so many, he became like, it just blew him up a little bit, right? He still probably gets shit from that. It's crazy. And I got a lot of from it too, because he was like a name in the industry. So anyway, the point I'm getting at is, you go interview all these people. If it were me, every day I'd be doing the daily, the diet, the content marketing diet or plan that we got, the 4th thing. And then I would be trying to get one person every single day. I would be on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and I'd be searching affiliate marketing. And then I'd find all the affiliate marketers that I could. And I wouldn't give a shit how many followers they have. I would pretend they're all equal. And if you don't ask, the answer is always no. I would be on there, and before I go out there, I'd be like, ChatGPT, imagine you're me and you're trying to start something and you want to get interviews for people for free. And you're interviewing them about affiliate marketing because you're going to use them inside of your course. What kind of personal message would you send to somebody, or direct message could I send to somebody that would help me get them to interview them for free? And then whatever it gives you, now you've got a message, and every day it's like you're direct messaging.
Yeah, I actually thought about starting a podcast, but I haven't figured out how to. But this is genius.
Yeah, fuck the podcast thing. It's going to feel like that. But if you tell them your plan, like my plan is in the next 5 years, I'm going to have an affiliate marketing community of 1,000 to 2,000 people that are going to be paid members in this community. I'm also creating an affiliate marketing program course, and I want it to be one of the best out there. And so I have been listening to some of your stuff here on social media about what you're talking about with affiliate marketing. And it would be an honor if I could just get 5 or 6 tips from you, because I'm going to have you inside of my program and people are going to learn about you. So I want you to absolutely tell them where they can learn more about you or whatever it is that you're selling. Make it all about them. And, man, you're just so cool. And, Brown knows them a little bit. Play the fucking social game, right? Be sincere. Be sincere.
Yeah.
But tell them, this is my plan. I don't have any money to pay you, but I can pay you in product. Okay. I can pay you in exposure. I'm a little guy, and all you have to say is no. But I'd feel dishonored to myself if I didn't ask you. I just want, if I could have 10 minutes of your time, and then you could build up 100, now you've got a story. I went out there, and all last month I got 30 of the 30 professional affiliate marketers to answer these 5 questions. And then you say the 5 questions, and they're like, how would you start if you were brand new? Like the questions that, people want to have answered.
Yeah, that is what Russell Brunson did this. No, Russell, the ClickFunnels guy.
Yeah, Russell Brunson.
Yeah, he did this. He did it where he said 30 of his $1 million funnel guys.
Oh yeah, and he created that book. I have
created
the
a book with
the
30
fucking things like this. I have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a great thing.
So
I didn't even
awesome.
think about that.
Yeah,
But
it's
so there you go. So that's what you could do. Just and then you have the story, guys. All last month I went out. I interviewed 30 of professional affiliate marketers. I asked them these 5 questions. I put all those interviews together back here in this community, and from that, I'm building an incredible affiliate marketing program for you. But when you join right away, you get access to that. Okay.
This is such a smart idea.
And then just charge $97 a month or $597 a year, and say, guys, every week for twice a week, you get on and I'll share all the nuggets that I learned throughout that journey. And next month, I'm going to keep doing it, and I'm going to keep getting it and keep adding. There's going to be new things in there every single month. I'm going to add, 1 a week or something like that. Right.
We should cut the last 20 minutes of this call for the group.
Oh, yeah. No shit. I mean, hell,
you got 240 people. When I watch this, you give them this idea, so you have to.
No, it's yeah, but it does. See, here's the thing. This is what I love about this, right? That was that Peter Thiel thing. Competition is for losers. If you're competing with somebody, you can lose. You're not competing with anybody.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, 99.999% of people,
yeah, they won't do it.
They won't do it.
Nope.
I can't even get people to post every day. Fuck, I can barely get myself to do it. So I'm telling you, it's being real. It's caring about people, and it's like being resourceful, right?
Yeah.
If you don't know, that's fine. Be the facilitator. That's the thing that came to my mind. I'm like, if you don't know and you're into it, go Napoleon Hill this shit. He was into success and how to win friends and all that. So he went and interviewed everybody, right?
It's not a bad idea. Not at all.
It's not my idea, but
no, it's a good.
That's what I would do, and go with it, man. And I mean, and just go blow up a multi-million-dollar rocket live in front of a couple million people on YouTube. Like, that's all you're doing. Go out there and fail publicly, because by you failing and turning around and teaching right after that, that is so honorable. That's who I want to be with.
Yeah.
I want to be with the guy that lost it all, had it all, and kept going. Right?
Yeah. That's a good story.
And that's your story. And just tell your story, even if it's not a big story. I was doing this. I had this medical shit happen to me. And I was like, what the fuck? What am I going to do? And so I discovered this. I started listening to this. I got into this thing here. I started learning from this guy. I started doing this and I came up with these ideas. That's your story. That's what I mean. It's so hard to be yourself and just share yourself. Just your story will impact who it needs to impact. If it doesn't impact somebody when they hear it and they're like, oh, that guy's he's an idiot. It's like, he ain't buying from you anyway.
Nope.
I don't give a shit what you're saying. And find something nice to say, God damn it. What the hell's wrong with you? I don't even know you. Just have, and people want confidence. People want to see a guy that's like, go ahead, punch me.
Yeah.
I've gotten out of so many fights. I'm like, dude, you might hit me one time, but I'm going to get up and I'm going to bite your face off. Like, you better kill me. And they're like, all right, maybe we should just work this out. And I'm like, thank God, fuck, because he would probably kick my ass. It's like, so it's like that, it's like, pull that approach, But no, anyway, what I'm trying to say is you can absolutely do it. Tell your story, and don't think that they're going to join you because you've got all these accolades and all this stuff. Remember who you're serving.
Yeah.
Remember who you're serving. You're serving the person that's never even heard of affiliate marketing before. They don't even know the first part of it. That's who you're serving. And you speak to them. You might be a page ahead of them in the book, but that's okay. That's the problem you're solving right now. As you grow, and then as you do, then your story starts to change and who it appeals to starts to change.
Yeah.
You can tell people, guys, we're on this journey together. I'm starting right now from zero, and I'm going to, as I go, I'm going to be sharing what I'm doing and turning around and helping you with it.
Yeah, that is what I'm going to do with, I told you about the network marketing company.
Yeah.
I'm in crypto and network marketing, and that is the way I'm going to do it, because I'm going to use what I learn here to teach those people the marketing skills that I'm learning here, because I believe that network marketing is a good business model, but it's done the wrong way.
It's not that it's done the wrong way. It's just they haven't graduated to the new way.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
it's so legit that it has a bad rap because there are so many terrible people doing things the wrong way in there. So I like it.
What you're talking about now is that's how you talk. You want the best content in the world to create? Just do us versus them, old versus new, this versus that. That is the absolute best content. And if you want to see it in action, go to YouTube and type in old Apple commercials, PC versus Mac.
Yeah.
They made hundreds of millions of dollars from that campaign.
I'm going to do that. Apple versus Mac.
They're like, hi, I'm a PC. And the guy's like, hey, I'm a Mac. And he's like, hi, I'm a PC. And he's like, you already introduced yourself. He's like, hi, I'm a PC. And he's showing how it's like freezing and like jittering out like a PC's like that. And he's like dressed in this like corporate vanilla. But it's just funny. Like and the thing you take from it is like, all right, today, guys, I'm going to compare doing affiliate marketing versus working a 9-to-5. Okay. Here's 3 things that are different between these two. You decide which one makes more sense to you afterwards. Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you this landing page style versus this landing page style, and 3 things that I would change or that I would do different, or that, no. That is before and after. Okay. It is the best content because you're like, what happens in the brain of the person is they go, not going to do that. And it's instantaneous answer.
I just hear online all the time that because the new trend on TikTok now is that I'll show you from the start what I do, and then I don't show anything. They just show results. It's so stupid to look at, but people fall for it. So
I honestly don't care about any trends. I don't care about any of that shit.
Yeah, no, neither do I.
Always lean into first principles, like food, water, sleep.
Yeah.
That's because after the trend fizzles, still gonna need some water.
Correct.
I always think like I'd rather be consistent than like, now,
Yeah.
when you get better and you're operating, then you can pay attention to those little weird things if you ever want to. But like the best thing to do is just keep building using science and first principles. Have that like scientific mindset, like plus minus, that's it, right? And just lean into and realize this: garbage in, garbage out. If you're getting all these inputs from all these people, you're just going to regurgitate a spiraling mix of all that shit. So you're better to just lean into yourself and stick with like one thing. Even if I'm not the best at this, I will get you far, right? And it'll be undistracted and smooth and like clear within these ways. And you're going to learn the principles. You're going to learn this shit. And then once you understand the principles, then the other stuff doesn't like get you as bad or take you off into the other direction because you know the principles behind it. But I would tell you, and I'm not trying to sound like Grandpa Jed, but the social media shit is going to mess you up when you're doing this.
Yeah, 100% agree. So I get it. I'm here to stay, and I'm going to learn a lot. So
I would be hanging out with Chat GPT probably the most. If you wanted to go hang out with somebody, hang out with that guy and be like, what are the core principles of affiliate marketing?
yeah.
Hey guys, and this is how you tell stories. This is exactly how you tell stories. Ready? Here's a TikTok. Hey guys, I was sitting at my desk today and I looked out and I seen this bird and it gave me an idea. I'm going to go to Chat GPT and I'm going to look up the core principles of affiliate marketing. Now, I don't know what the bird had to do with it, but that's what happened. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the 5 core principles that I learned from Chat GPT. And then I want to show you what I would do with them. So I told a story. Something happened. There was this thing. And then here's what came of it. That's like a story. That's it. I was going to go get the mail. But when I went outside, there was a toy in the yard. And when I seen it, it gave me an idea. I was going to look up. And it has nothing to do with it. But it was like this stimulus that caused this thing.
I'm overthinking the story part of it.
You're over it. Story is like, this is story. I have this goal to go to do this thing, think about whatever it is. I have this, I wanted to go do this thing. And as I was doing it, something happened and it gave me this epiphany. And that's what brought me to this here. And so I want to share it with you. And if you can, the better, you'll get better at that, where it actually has some sense to it, you know. But like, it works really, really well. It's just you're telling a story. We're just programmed to do that. Like the other day, those are the best like prompts that you can give. You know, I was outside the other day, or like when you start an email, you're like, yeah, I was putting my shirt on this morning and I looked over and I seen my reflection and I thought, holy shit. And that's why I'm telling you about this email here. Cause you know, and like, it's just like anything like that. You start out with this thing. You go to the movies and think about all the previews or the trailers, right? It's never the most boring part. It's always like the most dramatic part. That's it. You're just creating like the little micro commercials like that. And just remember our filter. Am I talking to the person in the awareness level who doesn't know that they don't know about nothing, but they might? Am I talking to the person that kind of knows about this, but they don't have enough knowledge on it? They're not like, you know, ready to buy something. They need more education. Or am I talking to the person that's trying to decide whether they go with the red Nike running shoes or the green Nike running shoes? Which one should they go with? They're going to buy one of the two, right? So it like goes through those levels. You got to ask yourself, what level am I talking to? And then pick a piece out of your product or your thing. Okay. And this is where you might go to Chat GPT and just say, hey, I want to build an affiliate marketing course. I want to teach people how to do affiliate marketing. I want to build a course that has 9 pillars, and each of those 9 pillars has 3 modules each in them. And each one of those 3 modules has 3 action items in them so they can complete that module. Can you lay this out for me? And just, there you go, right? And then just start, and then ask ChatGPT, all right, you gave me this pillar and these modules and these steps. How would I teach this?
Yeah.
I mean, you can take it that far with that damn thing, right? It can literally, you're just going to be like the delivery mechanism of that information.
Yeah,
And then you can tell people that, listen, I was going to create an affiliate marketing course. I've been studying this shit forever. I've been doing all these things. And I thought, let's see how good this ChatGPT thing is. So what I did was I created the whole course using ChatGPT. Okay. And now, and just be like, so, you know, here's what it is. Here's what we got. And through that process, man, you'll become pretty damn good at it, you know? I put in, I think it's, yeah, it is. It's module 6 in Build Lab, the new Build Lab one. I put a prompt in there that you can use, and it'll give you all, it'll lay out your 9-pillar program. If you guys didn't see it, that thing's pretty badass. I went in there and jacked with it for my thing.
What? Like, where do I find that?
Here, I'll pull it up. I was like, oh shit, this is pretty good. I was like, maybe I need to rework Build Lab.
Do I need to complete things for things to be filled, or can I jump around? And because I only have pillar 1 and 2 showing.
I mean, you can. Well, it's because I don't have the rest of them out yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm putting them in there. So, yeah. So inside of here, we'll go inside of here, and we'll go to the classroom. And we'll go to Build Lab, and we'll go to Module 6. And then
Module 6. Oh, I thought you said Pillar 6. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then go to this summary doc right here.
Yep.
And then when you pull that up, it's down here. It's this, and it's this thing right here. Watch, I put a video in here. There's another video inside of this one. Okay.
Yep.
So, you know, watch this video. And maybe people just can't see it. Hold on. People don't know there's a video in there. Little video camera. Ooh, this one. This one. There we go. So watch this video right here. And look, so you're going to come in here and you're just going to change these things here, but it will kick out. You'll fill in these blanks. Just watch the video because I take you through it. I'm not going to do it now.
Okay. Awesome.
But when you do it, it will kick out a badass 9-pillar program. It'll name it. It'll do everything. I was like, you son of a... But it's beautiful. It's so great.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, yeah. Yeah, go check that out. That'll help you a lot. But
Yeah, I'll do.
hopefully, that was a good thing. Kind of skimmed across my podcast, The Daily Diet of an Affiliate Marketer. Ooh. See?
Yeah, I have actually wrote that down. I thought I should steal it. I'm just kidding.
Steal it. Somebody steal it.
That was
the
a good
power.
one.
That's the power of this
That's good.
community, though. You see what happens in here?
The daily diet of an affiliate marketing. It was such a catchy phrase. I had to
Do it, man.
I'm not going to steal it. I'm just going to use it in
I would.
in TikTok.
Run.
You better get on it. First one to publish it wins. No, I mean, it's dude, I'm pumped for you guys. I mean, this is now the big thing is, the hardest thing is doing it, you know? Like, I'm going to get in shape, you know?
Yeah.
So let's just do it now. Get after it. Listen, inside of the group on those daily gravities, I don't care which one you go to because I'll get notified. But anything that you want me to cover on those, I try to cover 3 topics each day. Anything that you want me to cover on those while I'm unloading Build Lab to you guys, I don't care what it is, ask me. So we can, so in the interim, I can get you guys what you need that way. Okay. And I encourage you.
Need more about hooks and messaging.
Yeah. I mean, the messaging thing, the best way to get good at messaging is to just start doing messaging. Meaning, just get out. The best way to learn how to hit a baseball is to just go hit a baseball. There's no other way around. You can read about it till you're blue, but you got You got to just start swinging, right? And you're just everybody sucks.
Yeah.
We all suck. I mean, Jesus, I don't have a yacht. But what I'm saying is someday, and we'll have a party on that bastard. All right. And we'll all talk about this shit someday because it's on recording. What I would do is I would create like your own version of some kind of daily gravity, like maybe like the daily diet or something of an affiliate marketer. You could do that, right? That could be your daily thing, you know, the daily affiliate marketing diet, the daily diet. I like it. That's a good one. Okay. Stick that thing in Chat GPT and be like, make this a, 3-word phrase or something, and it'll give you some ideas. Who knows? But
Awesome.
Start publishing something like that every day. Like just set up a goddamn YouTube channel and every day upload a video onto it and just stay in your lane. Like just document what you're learning. You don't got to create anything. You could talk about what you learned today on this call. Be like, hey guys, I'm in this mastermind group. You don't even have to say the name of the group. I'm in this online marketing and business mastermind group. And today, we learned this is what I learned on the call. So maybe you can take this idea. The idea was maybe you want to start something, right? And you can't come up with an idea. So maybe you find all the people that are already good at it and you just interview them and create a podcast. There's your piece of content. And then you can just go on TikTok and be like, okay, I'm going to talk about that, talk about one little piece of that. That's the fractal marketing approach. It's like, just tear off little pieces about it, right?
Yeah.
So
awesome. Thank you. I have to make a phone call. Thanks, guys.
All right. I'm going to go out of here, guys. Anybody else have any questions? Bill?
I have a
Chuck?
quick question.
Yep.
Really simple. It's more kind of a setup for your business. I'm looking at the GoDaddy buy a domain.
Mm-hmm.
I searched out like 300. And
so
I look for setting up an LLC. So check it with the state and the domain, correct?
The only thing you got to worry about with that kind of stuff is always check with your attorney. I am not a specialist in this. Okay.
Correct. Correct.
So no, but the only thing that, just come up with a name for your business. And then there's even some business name checkers out there. If it's already been taken or whatever, you can go out there and do that, but come up with a name for your business. And then as far as the domain that you use, they don't need any of that stuff. They'll probably ask, do you have a website? You stick it in there or whatever. But, just come up with a name and you can, make it, whatever LLC, or you can do like, you could have like Bill, whatever LLC, doing business as, online zigzag.com, whatever. Okay. But it just, when you go do that, if I were to tell you to get all that stuff set up, I would just tell you to do this. Just go to LegalZoom and grab one of their basic packages on LLC setup and just go through the steps.
Okay. That's
the easiest, best way that I know of, because they're going to take care of all of your articles of incorporation. They're just going to cover everything for you. You just got to answer some questions and give them some money and you're done. And I think after it's all said and done with all your everything, it might cost you a couple $100 maybe.
Right.
Maybe less.
Yeah.
Just go to legalzoom.com and get set up that way.
Okay. Awesome.
And then once you got that, go open a bank account with your information, like, because then you can open up a bank account, a business bank account, under that tax ID number that they'll give you.
Okay. And then Stripe goes to that.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you'll set up in Stripe. You can put your business, your EIN number, your identification number in there in Stripe, because you can set it up and all that. And then that bank account is just the inputs. I actually heard something yesterday that I thought was really cool. It was on a TikTok from these like, I don't know what they were. They were financial advisor people or whatever. But he's like the five accounts that you need to have as a business or whatever. But what it was there was the one account was so the one account was for all the profit of the business. So everything that, well, the first account was just the business bank account. All expenses that the business have get paid out of this account.
Mhm.
And that account is set to, it takes it, like when you get paid on Stripe, it goes into that account, and then you pay the bills out of that account. Then you have
Okay.
another account that once you pay all your bills with the business bank account,
Mhm.
then whatever is left in there as profit goes into the profit checking account. So you have an account it's just filled with profits. You don't touch that thing, and you get that thing built up to like 6 months of reserve, basically. So you could not make any money for 6 months and still pay all your bills.
Uh-huh.
Then you have your own account, and you pay yourself a salary in that account.
Hmm.
And you're actually part of the business's bills at that point.
Hmm.
So the main account for the business, you pay yourself, let's say you're paying yourself $60,000 a year. You're paying yourself $2,500 every 2 weeks.
Right.
And then whatever's left after all the bills are paid, including you, the salary,
Mhm.
then you put the rest in the profit, the profit account. After you get 6 months profit built up in there, then anything over the top of that goes into an investment checking account.
Okay.
And that account is where you would use that to invest for the sake of the business. There's like extra on top of that you have this like investment account. And then the final one, there was like, I don't know, some kind of other account. But the point is like, you're a bill. You're actually a bill, but you're a bill to the business, and you pay yourself as if you're a bill to the business. Because ultimately the profit account is yours anyway, right? So, but you use that as a war chest security place that you build up. And, and listen, you can get like, for very, inexpensive, you can get just like a good accountant that'll just take care of all this shit. Like if you
Yeah.
don't even want to think about this crap, you should understand it to a degree.
Yeah.
But you just need to get a report. I would have somebody just give you a report, which you would easily be able to pull at any time yourself, because you always want to check the checker.
Yeah.
If you have an accountant telling you, oh, you had this much in and this much go out, you better always check that every once in a while. Sit down on a Sunday and be like, well, where's the lines ain't lining up here. But you just need somebody giving you like a report every day. They take care of everything for you.
Uh-huh.
Right. And then he said, like, if you pay whatever you pay yourself, you also need to set up an account that's just for tax. That was the other account. So if you pay yourself 60,000, you need to put 60,000 into the account, into that tax account. You won't ever use all of that, but whatever's left after taxes, that goes into the profit account. And then anything in the profit account that exceeds a 6-month security window goes into the investment account. And you just keep offloading it like that. And it just keeps stacking.
Oh.
And then you're always covered. You can always pull from, and then you can take a loan out against it. Then you're getting into like tax shelters and stuff, because if you just give yourself $100,000 and go buy something with it, you're going to get double taxed. But if you take a loan from your company, instead of you paying 40%, you might pay 20%. Because you just got to pay back the interest on the loan that you took out from your company.
Yeah.
And it's untaxable in that way, because you can't tax like the profit sharing, loan sharing. I don't know. I'm not a fucking accountant, but there's some crazy shit you can do in there. There are actually, and I'll try to find them, there are some people that just work with online education businesses like this and do all their accounting and stuff like that. And I think you pay them like $500 a month and you don't got to worry about shit.
Yeah.
And that's the way to go. You know what I mean? Unless you're really into that, like just pay an accountant, let them be good at that. And just, you always got to double check their math every once in a while, So, but that's the best way to go. That's the way we do it. So I just let him, I just worry about YouTube videos, you know. So, anywho,
Cool.
LegalZoom.
Okay.
That's where I would go. I'll try to find that one guy because the one guy takes care of everything for you too. And sometimes if you can have it all in house, they get it set up the way it needs to. But just don't ever get somebody that's going to be paid based off your earnings.
Oh,
Never do that.
didn't
Some people
I?
will be like, yeah, I'll do all your accounting. We just get 1% or whatever. It's like, no. They'll work some weird shit with you. So,
No bet.
all right. So anybody does that help?
Yep, absolutely.
Cool. Anybody else? Chuck? Anybody else? Chuck, are you good, brother? Now
Yeah,
I can hear.
I feel good about that was a nice little validation you gave me there with the old landing page. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, now we just gotta, and the one that smacked me in the face today was not making enough offers. Everything needs to go back to, and I'm assuming basically because it is the lead magnet, everything needs to go to that free training, and then that starts the whole process because it starts the automation. So.
Remember, always write it down somewhere, put it in front of you on a clip or something. I had to. There's only two things that we do. We build a list of people that have the problem that we can solve, and then we sell the people on that list the solution. That's why we go out to social media to get people to come over and join our list. Everything is that. Build a list, sell the list, repeat. That's it. And then whatever you make, give your shit to Uncle Sam that he needs so he's off your back, pay your bills, and then whatever's left, buy somebody something or save it. But like that's it, right? And then improve your course. So at the end of the day, there's the three rules is every day we're trying to make our product a little better. Every day we're making offers to the marketplace, which then has the subset of build a list, sell the list. Okay. And third, we're delivering on the promise that we made when we sold the thing. Mm-hmm. And then that's it. Okay. So make the product better, build a list, sell the list, and then solve the problem.
Got it.
I got another question for you, Mike. As far as you building this,
see you guys.
See you, buddy.
Like customer service, how do you handle that as kind of you're building this? I mean,
well, right now I just handle it. Like that's what's nice about Skool, because anybody that has a question, they've got immediately like 3 realms to get help. Number 1 realm that they can go into is they've got the community. So they can ask a question in the community and I can go in there and answer it, or somebody in the community might get to it before I do and answer it. So that's secure. That's customer service support route 1. The second one is they can get on these weekly Q&A calls, which is why I offer these calls, because number 1, helps me iterate and make a better product. Number 2, I can give you more value. I can help you, train you, get you further across. You can get your questions answered. We can collaborate and connect. And it's just a great, great thing. Mm-hmm. And most people will stay for that. Like people will stay for this. Right. And then the third route is they can message me personally on Skool. Mm-hmm. And then I guess the fourth route is they can email. Mm-hmm. So through those channels, there really isn't a lot of customer. There isn't any.
Yeah.
I don't have any customer support issues. I mean, outside of just getting some questions here and there that are just the same questions that you always get.
Yeah.
So, and every time you get a question, it shows a place where you can go improve the product so that you don't get that question anymore. And that's how you improve the product. So it's all like, it's a self-fulfilling thing. It's a very cool flywheel. So that's why I'd say this is the absolute and utter best way to build an online education business. The product gets better as more people use the product. The more people, it's just a beautiful thing. Like because there's customers coming in and getting on these calls that get recorded and get added to the member area, they just get better.
Mhm.
You know, it's just like, it's such a cool thing.
Right.
So, yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you answering my questions, and always a stepping stone to the
Yeah. So where are you at in the journey here? Like, what do you?
well, last night I was going to do my first recording and my phone had filled up, and I was like, dang it all. So I'd come up with that PDF I was going to put together, and a concept of being able to offer a product. So I'm going to do a self-defense that's actually driven towards helping people cover not only physical, mental, emotional, kind of a legal kind of sphere that they need to focus on.
Mhm.
And kind of underneath that, that's kind of the main table of contents, their journey. And then underneath that, then just dive into more of kind of what they can do. And then kind of maybe at the end, teach them how to do a course so they can evolve into doing what we're doing.
Mhm.
And work on that as well. At least that's kind of the rough idea I have in mind.
So is your core outcome money?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it is in a way. I mean, it is to be able to make a difference. In
That
a way.
stuff all happens because the only way to make money is to make a difference. So,
Yeah,
but like
it is.
the core thing that somebody's going to get from you in your vertical, whatever, martial arts and all the subsets of that, the core thing is, are you teaching somebody how to get healthier, build a relationship, or is the core thing money? And everything has everything else involved. Like I
Yeah.
help you, there's personal development wrapped up in this here, which is a health thing with what I do. And there's also a relationship thing that happens too, because if your health improves and your personal development improves and your money improves, your relationships improve. So everything has everything else. But my core reason for existence is helping people make money using the internet. So is that what you're doing?
So this would probably be fit under health because it's in self-defense and protection. I had two daughters that were sexually assaulted. So I want to be able to change the dynamic so people take a proactive approach to defending themselves and bringing awareness. Of course, money becomes a side benefit of doing that in that process.
So the question then, I guess, is like, if I buy your program, the core outcome that I'm going to get from it is I'm going to improve my health. Is that why I'm buying your product, to get that ultimate outcome of that?
That's what I would believe, that would do that for you. By, let's say the first module is to bring you, or the free PDF that you get is, okay, for example, you have someone break into your house as an intruder. Okay, you don't know where your kids are. Where are your kids? You run in you're frantic. I need my phone. Dial 911. Okay, everything. I hear one person. I hear two person. Okay, how far away is the police station? How long is it going to take them to get there? You really don't have a plan. So the PDF is, okay, here's they're this far away. It gets them to think about the gaps in how far they're away, the numbers. Is it programmed? Can I get, a neighbor that's closer, and things like that? Do I have, maybe security camera I can install? Then also, how does someone stalk someone? Trying to get them self-aware, and then also then teaching them things that they can implement into first protecting their home or themselves, their home, then, cyber awareness and all these different things. And then you can bring in people to do podcasts and things like that.
Got it. So who's your ideal customer then?
It's I don't know if you put it's just family, so I don't know if it's that's what I was looking at. Gave a ton. It's just families.
Visualize in your mind who is the most likely person to opt in for what you're offering.
Mothers.
Okay. That
Mothers.
was instant. So your ideal customer is mothers, parents type of deal, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I would say, parents.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the ideal customer. And what is their biggest problem that you're solving? What's the core outcome? We said like health and security kind of thing, right?
Right.
Okay. So in that way, then what are their three biggest struggles that they're dealing with that are every day constantly hijacking their thoughts and mind? What wakes them up, knot in the throat? If I could only just get this thing fixed. What is the three big things there?
To not live in fear.
Okay.
Okay.
Insecurity,
Insecurity, I guess.
low confidence.
Okay. Lack of confidence.
Feeling insecure. I mean, those are the kind of the bedrock of that, I would assume.
Yeah.
So,
fear, insecurity, lack of confidence. One other one I'm thinking in that realm. But it's just shoot. Because I want to bring him to, I mean, it kind of goes into wealth. I mean, you could be one moment from, hey, life is good, and the next thing, I could be in an accident and sued. Security.
yeah, I don't think you're talking much about money right now. I think the core thing is helping somebody that is dealing with personal insecurities, confidence issues, self-respect issues, like you said, fear and anxieties of, being around other people, learning more about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more in that realm than anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I would think like, how will my person be able to tell that they overcame the problem? What will they be able to do afterwards that they weren't able to do ahead of time? And that's something you really want to think about because, in the module 5, I believe, 5 or 6, I talked about those magazines and those like the messaging, right? Like, lose 21 pounds in 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So how will they know if they achieved it? They'd lost X amount of pounds in this amount of time.
Right.
So you want to be able to have them identify the same way, right? How will they know that they've achieved what you sold them, right? Mm-hmm. One of the best ways that I think you can do it in something that's not measurable, confidence is hard to measure.
Right.
Self-love, all those things are hard to measure, right? I'm less fearful, how do I know, right? So one of the ways that I feel like you can do this is when they join, the first thing that they need to, fill out as part of your program is on a scale from 1 to 10, how confident are you? On a scale from 1 to 10, how scared or not scared are you? On a scale from 1 to 10, how much self-love and respect do you have? On a scale from 1 to 10, how insecure are you? And then towards the end of your program, you hit them with the same thing and you say, now it's the exact same question. Where do they rank? And now they can themselves see, man, I was a 2, now I'm an 8.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's tangible. And what you can do is then have the messaging where it's like, I help parents that are insecure about the safety of their children and their home and themselves in this frantic, crazy world. I help those types of people to go from, a 1 or a 2 in their security, confidence, and fear levels to a 7, 8, or 9, even 10.
Mhm.
And now it's like, and we do this within 9 pillars. So within basically a 9-week period. And so
Mhm.
now you can say, I rapidly boost your confidence from 1 to 10, or from 2 to 7, or 2 to 9 within a 9 pillar or 9-week program.
Mhm.
Now all of a sudden it's like, okay,
Becomes more tangible.
yeah, I can see. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But when it's just aloof, like, I help you boost your confidence. Yeah, but
Yeah.
how
How you
and
measure it.
when? So it's not a very good offer.
Mhm.
But when you attach how much in what amount of time, that changes everything. And if you just do that gets them there, and you should aspire to get that accomplished with them.
Mhm.
Of course. But even if you did half the job, they're still very happy. As long as they can see on their progress report from pillar 1 to pillar 9, and you can have them do it at every pillar.
Right. Oh
And
yeah.
the way I would do it is, if I were you, I would do it using a Google form.
Hmm.
So at the end of each pillar, they fill out the Google form, they put their name, their email in there, and they say where they're at. And then
Hmm.
you could even go over those and tell people, well, I'm gonna show people the progress in each pillar. So when you guys fill out the Google form, because when you do a Google form, you can have it auto-populate the data into a spreadsheet, and it just asks you, do you want this to go into a Google Sheets? And you're like, yes. So it just takes all that and just throws it into a Google Sheet. You don't even have to do anything. You just have to say yes. And then it'll throw it into a Google Sheets. And then on your next pillar, you can say, hey guys, look how people are advancing. This person, you could say their name or not,
Mhm.
went from a 2 to a 4.
That's cool.
You see, now everybody's like, oh, maybe I need to go back and watch that again because I didn't grow that much. Or that's what brings up the call. These are things that get discussed on the call.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now you've got a real production happening, producing,
Mhm.
transformation.
Cool.
So hopefully that helps.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. And then just start leaning into that and keep it that simple in the beginning. Okay.
Yeah.
And I would just pick one of those things, not even though all of it happens,
Right.
just lean into the core thing, which maybe is security, personal security, or personal confidence, or whatever it is. Right. I help people not just improve their confidence, rapidly boost.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to just be like, I help improve people's confidence. I help people rapidly boost their confidence from levels of 1, 2, and 3 all the way up to 7, 8, 9, even 10. What does that even mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I do that with my, P77 personal security combat course. It's like, or my XP77 3-stage system. What is that? They're opting in for that. You're showing them what the 3-stage P77, why is it P77X 3-stage process, system, benefit, blueprint, framework.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Now it's like a mechanism that you have that nobody else has.
Awesome.
P90X, all it was workout shit. Same workout shit that Richard Simmons had been doing for a million years.
Right.
They just called it P90X and they added an element to it, like, all right, something else that just We call it P90X because your heart rate stays at a perpetual 90. You know, it's the X factor. All right, now sit ups.
We love Tony.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's just like same shit, but they made it a new vehicle by wrapping it in a different thing. Right.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, my man.
Cool. Thanks for all your input and ideas, and
Get something out there. Get something, like, start creating on that thing, man.
okay, we'll
Like,
do.
Produce it. You can do it.
Okay. Hey,
All right,
thanks
brother.
again. All right.
All right,
Talk
man.
to you later.
Bye.
Bye.